Hey guys, welcome into the stream. It's good to have you in here with us today. So, you may be curious why I'm not shouting about hopping right into the debates with Trump supporters as I usually would. Well, today we have gone live on YouTube before we have started our live over on TikTok, which is where we get the debates. The reason we have started our live on YouTube before the debates is I just got a brand new PC. And I wanted to make sure that I had the stream on YouTube configured right, as it is a little bit harder to set up. OBS, which is a company that is outside of YouTube, it's harder to set up the stream key and connect it to the right account compared to TikTok that has their own proprietary streaming service where it's plug and go. So I just want to make sure that everything is looking good, it's looking right, and then we'll go ahead and start the live over on TikTok. But I just want to make sure, is my audio clear? Could you guys hear me? Are we doing all right? As well as Alania, dude, coming out swinging right as soon as we start the stream with the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, "Hey, Dean, I graduated." Alania, congratulations on the graduation. Everybody that is tuning in to the YouTube stream, if you guys could pretty please show some love to Alania down below in that chat, that would be phenomenal. Congratulations, Alania. You've been hanging out with us in here nearly every single day. I really have appreciated your support over the course of the last handful of weeks, so I want to offer my support to you in this moment. Congratulations on graduating. You have done it. You've been able to work through all the treacherous work, and now you're done. Congrats. That is a really, really big deal. But everybody tuning in on that YouTube stream, we are honestly going to go ahead and start the TikTok stream right now. So let's go ahead and see how that goes. Let's go ahead and hit that go live button. I'm really hoping that everything works out smoothly today with a new computer. Really am hoping. So we have started the live. We are going to go ahead and send out the announcement on Instagram and Discord. So if everybody would mind giving us a second to do that, that'd be great. Here we go. We are getting that announcement out. Hello and welcome into everybody tuning in on that TikTok live stream. Welcome back in, everybody. It is so good to have every single one of y'all in here with us today. Thank you so much for being here. We are back. I know that we were live around an hour and a half ago, and I had to end the live because we lost access to the multi-guest feature, and I had to finish setting the computer up. But as you guys see now, fuzzy audio. There's static with the audio. Test. I'm not hearing any of that static. There's something going on here. Oh, the echo. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and restart the stream. I'll be right back. Okay. So we're already experiencing a complication on the TikTok stream. For everybody on the YouTube stream, were any of you guys just on, thank you, veteran, the TikTok stream, and how did it sound over there? How did it sound on the TikTok stream? Good here. TikTok sucks. It sounds great. It sounds fine on YouTube. Yeah, I don't think that we're experiencing any type of difficulty with the audio quality on the YouTube stream. I was more worried about the TikTok stream. It was static. What kind of static? What was the static sound? Because I even tested the audio through the TikTok program. I wasn't hearing any feedback. I think I'm just gonna restart the TikTok program, like rain. Static. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my mic and then plug it into a different USB port on my computer. So if you guys wouldn't mind giving me a second here, I'll BRB. Okay. All right. So we've changed the port. Let's see what happens now. Go to audio mixer, add microphone, select the default Shure MVI. Archer, thank you so much for the... Can you guys hear me? Are we good? Good's good now? What's going on? What is going on? I'm really sorry, everybody. I don't know what's happening. Archer, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Archer says, glad to see you back. Just got surgery and you keep me going in recovery. You're just such an amazing and awesome creator and do amazing at debating. Love the way you think. I really appreciate you so much for that love, Archer. Show some love to Archer down below. It sounded fine now when you unplugged it. You got the rain sensation. Oh, I think I might know what it is. So there is the mic that's proprietary to the camera. Okay. I think I'm all good. Just working out the kinks. Okay. I don't really see anything else that could be causing the static on TikTok, so we're going to go ahead and restart the live. Let's hope that it works out this time. I'm going to keep an eye on the audio mixer. It says microphone, Shure MVI. That is the name of my audio mixer. Seems like we should only be getting audio from the right source. If there's anybody on YouTube that has like another phone, or like imagine that you're like watching this on your laptop. Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody tuning in over to the TikTok live stream. Are we good now? Is it fixed? Okay, it's fixed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys had to suffer through the static on the microphone. We are, like I said, we're working out the kinks. Brand new computer, you know, just kind of setting everything up on the go. So I still have the ability to stream at you guys here today. I'm really sorry about the delays, about the static, but we are good to go. So we are going to go ahead and send out a notification on the Instagram and the TikTok, and the Discord saying that we're live. I think we should be good to go, everybody. For everybody tuning in to the stream over on TikTok, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Make sure that you're double tapping away in that phone screen for me, as well as that you're sharing out this live with a handful of friends. We are going to go ahead and hop straight into the debates, everybody. So if you happen to be one of the very first 1.5 thousand people tuning into that TikTok live stream, go ahead and let me know down below in that chat by dropping a MAGA attached to your age if you want to come up here and give me a piece of your mind. So we are going to go ahead and hop into the debates. Here we go, everybody. Let's go ahead and load up that very first guest of the night. Keep in mind that we are only looking for real good faith debates. Let's go ahead and load up Mr. Michael. Here we go, everybody. What's going on, Mr. Michael? Do you support Trump?
I'll get up when I want.
All right, it doesn't look like Mr. Michael supports Trump, so we are going to move on to Hayden. Here we go, everybody. Holy cow. Yeah, we have a long day in front of us. It's already 4 p.m. My goodness. What is up, Hayden? Do you support Trump?
I do not, but I just want to say I love what you do on here.
I really appreciate you for that love, Hayden. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for interrupting you and kicking you, but we are just looking for some debates. And Veteran! Thank you for the $50 super chat over on that YouTube stream, saying let's kick the stream off with congrats on the new PC. Bravo on handling the tech issues without tech support. Boomer Sharon, mad respect for you and your generation and your efforts to protect your generation, dude. We need to get Disgusted Veteran over here, literal medal. We need to get you a medal, sir. I mean, you're an American patriot. Show some love to Veteran down below in the chat, the one, the only. Well, we're trying to get that first debate underway. What's up, Lennon? Do you support Trump?
Fuck no, I love you.
And man, appreciate you for that. We're just looking for some debates, so everybody, let's make sure we follow those rules. All right, moving on to the next debate. What is going on, 24M? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, how old are you, man?
I'm 20
You're 20 years old. Why do you support such a terrible president?
because Cookie King got banned.
Okay, you came up here to talk about Cookie King. So, I mean, I feel like we see this every single day, everybody. We could have thousands and thousands of people in this TikTok live stream, and for whatever reason, the Trump supporters don't want to debate me. I always find that astounding. I always found it quite astounding. It's the lack of a spine. It's the lack of a backbone. It's the implicit acknowledgement from these Trump supporters that they know that they're wrong because none of them are willing to come up here and debate me. It absolutely blows my mind. What's up, John?
Are we talking about Donald Trump?
Hi, do you support him?
Yes, I actually do.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
18. What year are you born in?
2007.
2007. Born in 18. What month?
June.
June.
Yes.
So why do you support Trump?
When Trump got elected, he got his ear shot. Why would someone shoot his ear?
Well, probably because they didn't like him.
Rude people.
It's a little bit more than rude. It's a direct attack on our democracy.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I'll say that. I'll say that for anybody. I'll say that for anybody. By the way, you try to take out a political candidate in a race by unaliving.
Yeah.
That's it.
Why
that's
would
an attack on democracy.
Why would someone do that?
Why would somebody do that? Well, I don't know. Go ask him, man. I appreciate you for coming up. We're going to move on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Donald J. Trump. We're going to get JP loaded into the live. Here we go, everybody. Moving on to the next guest. What's going on, JP? Do you support Trump?
Hey, man, no, I don't. I've been watching you and Parker, and
Goodbye. So I hope that you guys can see what happens when somebody who comes up here is not a Trump supporter. I hope you guys can see what happens to them just looking for a debate. What's up, Stan? Do you support Trump?
Sorry, do we know? Come on here.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next guest because they said, no, we got Luna loading up. If you happen to be one of the 3.2 thousand people watching the stream, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen, y'all. Awesome. Also, Jackson, man, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. That's incredibly kind of you, man. What's going on, Luna? Do you support Trump?
I'm sorry, that was an accident.
Okay, no worries, Luna. What is going on, guys? Also, Eric, thank you for the $20 donation over on Venmo, saying entertainment. I really appreciate you for that love, Eric. Show some love to Eric down below in that chat. That is ERIC. Thank you so much. What's going on, Cynthia? Do you support Trump?
Shit.
Cynthia is gone. Okay, that's great. These are some great debates we're having in here, everybody. These are some great debates that we're having in here. Quite phenomenal, quite phenomenal. Moving on. Here we go. We got the next guest, Mr. Ozzy, loading up into the box. Maybe he will be the first Trump supporter of the day, unlike the last 10 guests. What about you, Ozzy? Are you also like the last 10 guests? Did you come up here to debate me on why you support Trump?
Where's Cookie versus Fuentes?
Okay, it doesn't look like he is. I don't even know what to do. I guess the Trump supporters are truly that terrified. I don't know what else to say. Okay, we have 3.4 thousand people in here. Is there one person out of the 3.4 thousand people watching that supports Trump that wants to debate? Any of you guys? Anyone? Anybody? I'm really not like feeling like the trolls and whatnot today. If we don't get like something going in like the next 10 or 20 minutes, I'm just not going to stream today. I've been like, I'm sorry I need to do that for myself. I cannot do like this for like another 4 hours.
Hey, how are you doing?
What's up, Kia? I'm doing all right. How old are you?
23.
Phenomenal. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Well, it looks like I am streaming today. That's great, Kia. Thanks for being the savior.
Yeah.
Of
Also,
the live.
it's Kai.
Only props I'll show to a Trump supporter all day long. So, Kai, take it away. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, Donald Trump as president.
Yeah, so for me, I mainly support him based on two things. One is there are different reasons why I support and why I voted. I voted for him because of his immigration policy, but I no longer support that. But I do support his abortion stance.
Oh, okay.
And turning it back to the states.
Oh, Jesus, Kai, why? Why would you support such a terrible thing?
So I'm pro-life, but I also agree with them turning it back to the states just because of the fact that it's giving more power to the states that I think power should be in the states.
Okay. Well, obviously we
And
don't
a
think
lot of
that
people.
all.
Also, I want to mention something. I know Trump's not a good person. I know, he's a little homophobic. I am a trans person. But I still do support him because I can separate policy from character.
Okay, so Donald Trump and the GOP have been able to demonize trans individuals in this country so much that many Trump supporters find it preferable to prevent the 12 trans women competing in the NCAA to stop competing in the NCAA than to not redistribute wealth from the poor to the rich or not increase every single global tension on the face of the planet. They've been able to
I care
successfully
more about
contort the view.
I care more about millions of babies being killed than I do about 12 women not being able to play in sports.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and tell us why you're pro-life.
Because I don't believe it's fine to harm any sentient being, or not even sentient, any living human species. It doesn't matter. I don't think we should be able to just go and kill human species just because they're not sentient. Because if that logic was fine, I could just go up to, any person in the hospital who's not doing that good. What if they're on my insurance? They're taking resources away from me, and is it fine for me to just go rip off their limbs?
Okay, great. So you gave us the argument why you're pro-life. You think that it's going to be wrong to kill any human that is alive, and then you started responding to an argument that I didn't make something about like killing somebody just because they're relying on you.
That's my argument. I don't think that's an.
So your
No, that's an example.
so your argument is that you think you're pro-life because you think abortion is
No.
immoral because it's immoral to kill a human that's alive, correct?
Yes,
Okay, great. So that's your argument.
I'm against the
Phenomenal.
death penalty too.
Great. So I'm just going to ignore everything else that you just said because everything else that you just said was not relevant to your argument and it wasn't relevant to my argument. But anyways, let me ask you a question. Do you think that it is murder and should be considered illegal to pull the plug on a brain dead patient in the hospital merely because they're both human and alive?
Me personally, I don't think people should be going on life support. So yeah, I think and I believe, when God thinks it's time for you to go, it's time to go, and that's not. You shouldn't be forcing to go against God's will.
So I just want to clarify. Your answer is yes, it should be illegal to pull the plug on brain dead patients in the hospital.
They shouldn't be on a plug anyway.
Okay, well, that's not what I'm asking you. Given that they are on life support, should it be illegal to take them off?
If they are, then no. Why would you put them on life support just to take them off? That makes no sense.
Okay,
so at
it
that
should
point,
be illegal or it shouldn't? I'm still confused. Which one?
it should be illegal to put someone on it.
Okay, well, that's not the question that I asked you. I didn't ask you if it should be illegal to put somebody on life support. Also, keep in mind, there's tons of examples where individuals will
Why
be-
is everyone saying I have 9 toes? I've never talked to you before.
Okay, great. There's tons of examples where individuals will not be put on life support because of brain death. However, they will become brain dead while on life support. Okay, right? And obviously, we shouldn't make it illegal to put somebody on life support if we
No, I'm
presume
talking
that
about
they're in a
brain dead
coma,
patients.
or we presume.
I'm talking about brain dead patients. I think it's so immoral to put someone who doesn't have.
That wasn't a full sentence.
I think it's immoral to put someone who doesn't have a life ahead of them on life support.
Okay.
But
well,
a baby does have a life ahead of them. So why would
hey,
they're
number
not
one,
made to
number
live-
one, the question that I asked you, I didn't ask you if you think it should be illegal to put people on life support. I asked you, given that a brain dead patient is on life support, should it be illegal to pull the plug on them? And then secondarily, right, I just kind of combated the idea that individuals are put on life support because they're brain dead. In many scenarios, it is the case that they're put on life support prior to declaration of brain death, but rather because of they're comatose or of some other ailment in which would require life support and which would ultimately amount to brain death later down the road.
If they're not brain dead, then it shouldn't be. Then it should be illegal.
Okay,
Yeah.
So we assume that somebody's in a coma, we put them on life support, but then later we figure out that they're brain dead. Should it be illegal to pull the plug on them?
No, if they're brain dead, no.
Okay, so it shouldn't be illegal to kill a
'Cause
brain
they
dead
don't-
patient,
if they
even
have
though
a
they're
life
human
ahead
and
of them.
alive. Okay,
If they have a life
therefore
ahead
your
of
argument
them,
is
no.
contradictory here. You just contradicted
No, it's
yourself.
not.
It is contradictory because I asked you
If
why
they
you're
have a
pro-life.
life
No,
ahead of
listen,
them, I
listen
said
to
it's
what
not okay to kill
listen to
things
what
that
I'm
have a life
saying.
ahead of them.
No, you said that it's not okay to kill a human that's alive. So now you're shifting your argument.
Sorry, a human that has a life ahead of them.
Okay, what do you mean by a life ahead of them?
They have a life ahead. What do you mean? You do have a life or you don't have a life?
Okay, but what do you mean by life? Do you just mean biological life or like a conscious sentient experience?
a conscious, like they're gonna become conscious, they're gonna become out of the womb, they're gonna keep growing. Like I don't think it's fine to just stop, their brain development. And your brains never stop growing except unless you're brain dead. If you're brain dead, your brain stops growing, but your brain will never stop growing.
Oh,
just
okay,
like your nose.
So you actually do value like a sentient experience. You value a
No,
sentient
because
Okay, why are you
no,
interrupting me?
no.
Stop
Because you're
interrupting me.
putting words in my mouth. You're putting words in my mouth.
No, I'm not putting words in your mouth. That's
You said I
literally what
value
you just
sentience
said.
experience. I don't.
You just told us that you did. You
No, I
literally-
said I brown you.
Can
your
you
brain.
stop talking? You told us that it should be illegal to kill a fetus growing in a woman's uterus because they have a quote-unquote life ahead of them. I then ask you to clarify on what it means for an individual to have a life ahead of them, and then you say sentient experiences, consciousness.
No.
etc.
You said no. Play it back. You said sentient experiences. I said their brain is still growing.
Okay, so then what do you mean by a life ahead of them?
So if their brain is working, then
Okay,
they have a
what,
life.
what do you mean by working brain?
A brain that has function.
A brain that has function. Okay. Well, brain dead patients actually have some deep neural function in their brain stem. Meaning
Function that
even under
no
your
fun-
view,
not-
that brain
I'm
dead
not talking
patients have a
about
quote-unquote life
brain
in front of
waves.
them.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being able to use your brain.
What do you mean by use your brain in this sense?
Your brain is doing stuff for you.
Okay, what does that mean?
Do you not know what doing stuff for you means?
I don't know what you mean when you say that. What do you
You
mean
know
when
what
you
I
say
mean.
that? I don't
You-
know
you
what.
see, you always like to ask,
if
what
I
does
knew
that
what you
mean?
mean, then I wouldn't be asking you the question. Because I think that the obvious implication is when you say, "Oh, they're going to have their brain doing stuff for them," it means having a
Okay,
brain.
wait, no, I just want to say this. No, everyone stop misgendering me in the comments. My pronouns are they, them.
Your pronouns are they, them. Phenomenal. All right, everybody, please make sure to refer to Kai's as with Kai's correct pronouns. So now I'm going to go back to what I was saying. So you said that you particularly value life forms with a life in front of them. Okay, and then you go on to tell me that a life in front of them is one's ability to use their brain. Okay, well then I asked you what you mean when you say, what does it mean for somebody to use your brain? Okay, because when I hear somebody using their brain, what I automatically jump to is like possessing a sentient or conscious experience and being able to use your brain to interact in the world around you. But you already clarified that it is not sentience or consciousness in which you value. Thereby, when you say being able to use their brain, you mean something else. So what do you mean when you say being able to use their brain? Be incredibly specific with your answer.
When I say like be able to use their brain, I'm trying to find the words that'll make sense. Being able, like, okay, that was the wrong way to say be able to use your brain. Your brain continuously growing to help function your life. A brain dead patient,
what does that mean to
no
help
longer,
function
their
their
brain
life?
is no longer going to continue to attribute to their life. Their brain is no longer going to grow, and their brain is no longer going to help them.
Okay, what do you mean by contribute to their life? You're basically
It's
just telling
no
us,
longer gonna- it's not gonna help
you're-
them.
You're just
It's
telling
not
us-
gonna help them.
Okay, so if a fetus is gonna have a brain that helps them in their future, they should have the right to life. Why?
Yes.
Okay, but what do you mean by brain helping them? Because, for instance, I don't, what the fuck? Like chickens and cows, they have brains that help them, okay? Right? So I'm, specifically
We're talking
asking
about
for,
humans, though. That's
what is it
see, that's
about
the thing.
the
I
way in
don't
which
like
the brain helps them that you find morally valuable?
I also find the human species more valuable than a cow. If you don't, that's fine, but I do.
I have a question. So if there's a fetus that never develops any level of sentience or subjective experiences whatsoever, and is just merely like a human meat bag for the rest of its existence, and it will die maybe a month and a half out of the womb, do you think that mother would be considered a murderer if she were to get an abortion because that fetus is morally valuable under your view, as it will have
No,
a
the
brain
only
that
I
will
actually
help
have
them
two
in their
exceptions
future?
for abortion. One is in the case of the baby. That baby's not going to be able to live a good quality of life, based on its own attributes. Not like if the parents don't have money because they can go to adoption, foster care on the baby's own attributes. If that baby is going to be born with something that's going to severely alter its life and therefore not give it the cognitive function and it will never have, being similar to a brain dead patient, then I think it's fine to do that in the baby's sake. And then I also think
Okay, so then you don't care simply about a brain that will help an individual regulate their biological processes in the function. You actually care about some sufficient level of cognitive function. Okay, everything that you've said so far in your argument has just pointed towards the conclusion that you value future subjective experiences. Okay, because
yeah, I do
walked
value
you-
future stuff.
So you do value future subjective experiences. That is your position.
Yes.
So then earlier, when I asked you, so you do value future subjective experiences, and you said, no, Dean, roll back the clip. I never, ever, ever said that. You were just being an intellectually honest, incredibly dense debater.
No, I didn't say it, but I didn't understand what you said.
Okay, so you actually do value, you
I
actually do
value
place
future.
value on sentience. You do place
On
value.
future, you said future.
Okay, well, you're going to place value on future sentience because you value sentience.
Yeah, so if it's going to have future sentience,
So
then
I just want to
value it.
clarify, you do place so much value on sentience. You place so much value on it that you're even thereby going to value like entities with future sentience, correct?
Yes.
Okay, phenomenal. So in other words, your argument is sentience equals right to life because a fetus possesses a potentiality to have sentience in the future. You're also going to extend the fetus the right to life now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, see, the underlying logic of your position, right, can be misapplied or can be applied in many other scenarios to show that it's incredibly absurd. Because at the bare bones of your position, you're basically saying, well, if there's a trait/attribute that grants any given right, if there's any entity that possesses the potentiality to have that trait/attribute in the future, they can be extended that right now. Okay? Can we agree that that's like the underlying logic behind your position?
Talking about unaliving someone, yes. If we're talking in the severe case of taking someone's life, then yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not just applicable in this case. It could be applied in
is,
other
though,
scenarios
because
as
I have
well.
different
Jazz, thank you so
stances
much
on
for the
different
motorcycle.
things.
Like for instance, the underlying logic here of trait equals right. If you have the ability to have this trait in the future, you get the right now. Well, imagine this. Being 18 equals the right to consent to sex. A 10-year-old has the potentiality to be 18 in the future. Therefore, according to your logic, we should give the 10-year-old the right to consent to sex now. But like, no, obviously that's insane. The very obvious response that anybody with a brain would give to that would be to say, no, we don't care that a 10-year-old has the potentiality to be 18 in the future. You have to actually be 18 in order to have the right to consent to sex, okay? Well, this is the same exact thing I'd say about the fetus, and this is why I'm consistent and you're inconsistent, because we both agree that it is consciousness and sentience that is morally valuable. We both agree that it is consciousness and sentience in which would grant a life, the right to life. And you're saying, well, it's so valuable that we should just extend that right to the fetus because they have the potentiality for consciousness/sentience in the future. Well, I think that we should treat this scenario the same way as we treat granting a 10-year-old the right to consent to sex because they'll be 18 in the future. No, we have to wait for that fetus to actually be, we have to wait for that fetus to actually have the ability to deploy any level of sentience in the future, which neuroscientists tell us is most likely to occur at around that 20 through 24 week mark.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, I'm so sorry if you can't handle a little bit of nuance, but we do know.
No, it's not. It's just so I think it's incredibly disingenuous for you to be applying that to other things because I could do the same for you. You're saying sentience matters if you're already sentient. So then it would be the same thing for me to say, great, you better be vegan then because you don't think it's fine to unalive a sentient being. Now, if you're going to apply my logic, I'm talking about the right to life. You're talking about the right to consent. I have different stuff for different rights. If everything was the same, then any sentient being should have the right on the United States Constitution. Any sentient being should have the right to anything that anyone else has. If we use your logic, then we can apply all of our things that are any stance you have. It must be applied to everything else because using that logic, you're saying, oh, if you think they have the right to this because of this, then they obviously have the right to that. No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that the first part of what you said there actually kind of refutes your own position because you said, oh, Dean, well, if you value like this conjunct of sentience, well,
I am
then
vegan.
via your logic, you would thereby
I am vegan. I think you should go vegan
Why are
too.
you interrupting me? I just let you speak. Fucking hell. So it's funny because like the first counter response that you just gave there kind of works against yourself because you said, oh, Dean, well, given that you value sentience, it is the case that you might also have to grant the right to life to non-humans, thereby being vegan. It is so fucking funny with you because you're actually right. For a long time, I considered myself to be ethically vegan for the reasons that I prescribe within my pro-choice worldview due to the fact that you're correct, I would have to be consistent within my logic. And it was only around 5 or so months ago when I came to the conclusion that no, I'm not going to be ethically vegan, but I'm also not going to reject veganism, and I'm going to hold to an agnostic stance due to the fact that I think there might be an argument that would be able to point out why that logic wouldn't reflect reflect on that scenario. But that wouldn't be me special pleading and just saying that I don't apply it in the scenario of veganism, but it's rather the case that I'd be able to point out reasons why I don't apply it by pointing out how the two situations aren't comparable, by maybe also adding something onto my position of not just simply valuing a conjunct of sentience, but valuing future experiences like ours, like predicated on past or present sentience, which is not a trait that non-humans possess, thereby making me logically consistent if I weren't to be ethically vegan. Okay, but now there's something that you said at the end there. You said that you were vegan. So you also value non-humans. Let me ask you, should it be illegal to kill a cow?
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to kill any like what?
Oh shit! Wait. So it should be illegal to kill cows, chickens, and pigs in this country the same way you think it should be illegal to kill a fetus. How many fetuses die per year in America?
Way fucking more than the Holocaust.
Do you think that abortion is worse than the Holocaust?
What? Way more things are dying.
So you do?
Yes?
Do you think that it would have been okay to use violence to stop the Holocaust?
Do I think would have been okay to use violence to stop the Holocaust? Yeah.
Okay, and because abortion in America every year is worse than the Holocaust, would it be even therefore more okay to use violence to stop women from accessing abortion?
Yes, I would rather someone get the shit beat out of them instead of going and killing someone.
So you would be okay with like banding together with other pro-life advocates and specifically trying to stop women from getting abortions by either beating the shit out of them or unaliving them?
No, I didn't say unalive.
Wait, do you think?
I don't think it would be okay to
wait,
unalive
what?
anyone.
Wait,
I don't think it's okay to unalive
It
anyone.
wasn't okay to unalive Yahtzees that were like engaging in like the systemic genocide.
God put them on this earth.
of
I don't
Jewish
agree with what they
individuals?
did, but it's not okay to unalive anyone.
Wait, so
Do you think the death penalty is
so
okay?
If I unalived Hitler to stop the Holocaust, would that have been bad?
I think it's bad to unalive anyone. Maybe less bad, but it's still bad to unalive anyone.
Holy shit. So if I'm getting raped by somebody and I know that the only way I could stop them is to unalive them, if I do unalive them, I did something bad?
Is the only way to stop them from unaliving you?
From raping me.
You should try everything to get out unless it's like self-defense, obviously. But
Well, that's just going to be like the only way. I know that the only way to stop them from
yeah, if
raping
it's
me is to
self-defense,
unalive
then
them.
yeah, you can.
Okay, so it would be okay. I could justifiably unalive a grapist because of the harm that the grapist would be causing to me. Okay, well then why wouldn't we say that you could justifiably unalive like Hitler for the harm that he caused to like 13 million individuals?
The people he caused to them. If he kidnapped them, they can unalive him. But it's not fine to. Okay, your thing. I don't think it's fine to unalive anyone. I don't get what you
Okay,
like.
well, your position is that you don't think it's okay fine to unalive anybody. You've already contradicted that because you said that self-defense is
Unless in
just.
self-defense, unless they are actively harming you, then we shouldn't just go unalive people. I don't think it's okay to unalive anyone.
Oh, okay. So you just contradicted yourself again. So you do think it's okay to unalive individuals?
Only if it's self-defense.
Okay. What if it's defense of another person? Like that's like what the Allied forces did in the Holocaust. Was like the Allied forces, they weren't getting like systemically unalived by Hitler and the Yahtzees. Okay, but like the reason why I'd say that it'd be justified for members of the Allied forces to take out the Yahtzees, to take out the regimes running the death camps, was in defense of the individuals that were being systemically genocided.
So, do you think it was okay to
Can
go
you
to
respond to
Osama's
that?
house? Do you think it was okay to go to Osama's house?
Can you respond to what I just said?
Yes, but no, you have to answer this. Do you think it's
No, I'm not
okay
gonna
that
re-
we
I'm
went
not gonna
Osama's
respond to
house
what you have to
and
say until
unalived him,
after.
his son, and his wife?
I'm not. I'll happily respond to
You
that
probably
question.
think that's okay too.
I'll happily respond to your question after you respond to mine.
Okay, repeat it.
You didn't hear what I said the first time? I'm sorry. I guess I'll
Alright.
repeat it for you. I mean, Kai, I would actually really appreciate it if you could try to use your ears to listen to what I have to say. But I'll go to repeat the question. So you said that self-defense is only justified if the intruder's causing harm to you personally. Okay, well, I hit that back by saying, well, I mean, I think it was justified for the Allied forces to specifically unalive, right, like the Yahtzees that were taking part in the Holocaust and like perpetuating this systemic genocide of 12 million people, the ones that were running the death camps or making the orders, right? I think it was more than justified for the Allied forces to necessarily take them out to prevent the further expansion of the Holocaust. What about you?
No, I don't. They weren't harming them.
Okay, so like in this
I don't
alternative
think
version.
unaliving anyone is okay
So in this
unless it's
alternative,
in self-defense.
so like in
You,
an
I,
alternative
like you keep
version,
asking me questions,
so like
but I'm holding my
imagine,
claim.
so like imagine if like imagine like a worldview where the Allied forces didn't go into the European front of World War II and didn't like specifically take out the Nazis that were running the death camps, and in this other like version of reality, because we didn't do that, the Holocaust continued and genocided another 12 million people. Would you say that version of reality is preferable?
I said there can be the less of two evils, but I still don't think it's good to unalive anyone.
Or so would that worldview be preferable?
More preferable than an abortion, yeah. Okay, now answer my question though. I
What did
answered
you
yours.
just
You're trying to ask.
wait?
You're trying
Wait,
to. I
wait.
answered.
So you just said.
You've asked 3 questions.
So
You just said I had to answer.
not only did you not answer my question, but what you just said was absolutely insane. You just said that you would take 12 million more Jewish people being genocided than one woman getting an abortion.
No, that's not what I said. You took
said
it
it's
to
more preferable
reverse,
than abortion.
reverse, as in I mean it's more preferable to kill Hitler.
So you didn't answer my question then, because the question that I asked
I did
you,
that was the second question actually. Your first question was a yes or no.
I didn't. So you didn't answer my question. Okay, because you said that it is wrong to unalive individuals, even if they're causing great harm on other individuals, meaning that you'd say that it's wrong for the Allied forces to have necessarily stopped the Holocaust at the expense of the lives of like some of the Nazi foot soldiers that were doing the Holocaust. So
There's a lesser of two evils.
Do you wish that
There's a lesser of two evils, but I still don't
do you
think
wish that
taking
the
any.
do you wish that the Allied forces didn't unalive those Nazi foot soldiers, even if it led to the continuation of the Holocaust?
I'd have to think on that.
Okay, we'll do it.
So I
So
am.
now that you've thought, what's your response?
No, I'm not. I have to think about that. Once
Okay.
you answer my question,
No,
I'll be
no,
able to think.
No. Think right now. What's your response?
So you're asking if I think he shouldn't have been unalived?
I'm basically saying, well, if like the continuation of the Holocaust hinged on taking Hitler out, would you say that we should take Hitler out?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do think that it's okay to unalive other individuals in defense of like the innocent
No,
lives
I
that
mean,
that
I
they
wought
killed.
do it, but I think, you know,
So I mean, with this, so like
even if Hitler
basically
was still,
the comparable,
even
the
if Hitler was
comparable-
still alive after that, it's only 100 years.
the comparable scenario here is because you said that abortion in America on an annual basis it was worse than the Holocaust. You do think it would be a good thing to kill American women that might want to get abortions in the further prevention of something that's worse than the Holocaust.
Well, all those victims are going to have eternal life in heaven. Hitler won't.
I don't even know what you just said or how it relates to the final comparison that I just drew.
Because they're going to be in a better spot and still are. Hitler's not.
I don't know what you like. So once again,
You still
said
need
that-
it. I will finish answering more of your questions, but you have to answer my one.
So I don't even. No, I'm going to repeat what I just said because whatever you just said made no sense. Because like ultimately, you said that it would be okay to take out Hitler to prevent the further expansion of the Holocaust, and you think that abortion in America on an annual basis was worse or is worse than the Holocaust. So I just want to clarify with a quick yes or no. Does this mean that you would be okay with taking out American women that are pro-choice and might be getting an abortion, and that will be getting an abortion in the future to prevent something that is worse than the Holocaust?
Okay, I have an answer and I will answer it, but you said after your one question, I could ask you one. So after I ask you
this
that,
is all on the same question. You're going to
No,
give a
no,
response.
that's been
Why
multiple
are you running
questions.
away?
I'm not. I have my answer. I will literally give it to you right after you answer this
So then what
question.
is it? A yes or no?
I will give you after you answer this
Oh,
question. You
sorry,
said after that
sorry,
one.
everybody. She's running away from the question. I understand.
I'm actually not.
I understand that I put you in a logical corner
If I
here.
was running away, I would leave.
I
I'm
understand
not
that. I
leaving.
understand that I put you in a logical corner here, and this makes you look terrible, and it makes you look insane because you are. I'm gonna go ahead and have you give a response to the question.
Okay, I don't think I never said we should unalive women getting an abortion.
Yes, you did. You
I
said
think
that it
we should
would.
try to
You,
save
you said that it
babies.
would be justified to take out Hitler to prevent the further expansion of the Holocaust, and you particularly said that abortions in America every year is worse than the Holocaust.
The number is the people aren't.
Wait,
The people are
wait,
just mislidden.
Wait.
The
So
women
wait.
who are
So
going
wait.
and killing
So
their
you're saying the
babies are
reason?
mislidden by you.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, in other words, that the reason it would have been okay to justify to kill Hitler isn't because he did the Holocaust, but because he had bad intentions doing the Holocaust. Dude, what the fuck are you saying?
You know what I'm saying. Okay, I answered your question. I gave you it. Do you think it was okay?
So I just want to clarify, is that your
No,
stance?
no. Dean, Do you think it was
Why are
okay
you
to
running
go?
away from it so hard? Why are you running away from it so hard?
Now
yes,
you were the one
yes
running
or
away
yes or
because
no?
I've answered
Wait, I'm
3
so
of your-
sorry. No. You don't just get to change the topic of conversation midway
This
through a line of logic here, a line of questioning, into asking what you want to. So I just want to clarify that the reduction of your answers to the last 3 questions is basically that you don't think that Hitler, it would have been justified to take out Hitler because of the Holocaust, but it was because Hitler had bad intentions during the Holocaust. So if Hitler had good intentions in doing the Holocaust, maybe he just like genuinely thought that Jewish individuals were really bad and he was saving the world by doing the Holocaust. You wouldn't have unalived him?
Dean, you can question me for 5 hours. I don't give a fuck. I will answer all your questions. I have been answering all your questions.
So if Hitler had good
Who's
intentions,
the one running right
he
now?
thought that
Who's
he
the one who's
was
answered all your
he thought that he was
questions? You've been
justified in
answering
doing
one.
it. He thought that he was
That's
justified in doing it.
crazy.
He thought that he was saving the world.
You're
You don't think it'd be
embarrassing
okay to
yourself
take
on
out
your own
Hitler?
line. Dean, who is the one who has answered all your questions, yet you haven't answered one of mine?
Jesus fuck.
No.
I'll happily answer your question just so you could stop running away. So as it related to Osama and his family, I thought that it was an incredibly bad thing that Osama threw his family in front of him. That was like terrible, okay? Right? And I absolutely would agree with the mission of specifically only taking out Osama. However, I do believe that the deaths of his family members was bad, 110%.
Osama was hiding. I thought you don't agree with the death penalty. Osama was hiding. He was literally been hiding for almost 10 years. He was hiding from us. He knew. You literally argue. I'm pretty sure you've argued before that you don't think the death penalty should be okay. Yet you think it's okay for someone who's literally in hiding, hasn't done anything in 10 years. You think it's fine to
Right.
go into their house, kill their son.
So see, this
kill
is
their-
why I wanted to
kill
wait
his-
to answer your question, because now you're just going to use it to completely change.
I'm
the
not.
topic
That's
of
all I needed.
conversation.
You think?
No,
do you think it was okay,
because
yes
now
or
I
no?
need
That's all
to respond to what you just said. So you've heard me at points argue in the past that I'm not okay with the death penalty. So the reasons why I'm not okay with the death penalty don't apply to Osama. Like the 2 reasons is it's just like it's not practical in the sense that it costs our government significantly more to do the death penalty than life in solitary. And then
Why do you
B,
think Hitler was okay with it?
Then like the likelihood of them being innocent, right? However, as it related to Osama, like I don't really care. It was like one individual. Don't care how much it costs. It's just a cost of military. And then there was no likelihood that he was innocent. So for those reasons, the same reasons why I want to support the death penalty don't apply to him. So it's like I would support like him dying. So now that I've
Wait,
answered
but
your
you
question, now
support
please go
Hitler
back to me.
dying. You support Hitler dying, but that would be a death penalty.
I would support Hitler dying just like Osama. And I just gave you, I just demonstrated to you other
You know what?
reasons.
That's fine. Okay, I'll answer your
Wait,
question.
no. I literally just gave you the reasons why I don't support the death penalty. And I demonstrated to you how they wouldn't apply in the context of like Osama or Hitler, right? Like, once again, the
I
reasons are
think it
very
would apply
simple.
greatly
Like the
because-
first reason would be like the likelihood of somebody on death row being innocent. I think that it's something like 5 to 7% of individuals on death row are innocent, right? So there's like a likelihood that they're innocent. However, as it would relate to Osama bin Laden or Hitler, okay, there's no likelihood that they were innocent.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So like if someone went into the courtroom with 5 people and unalived them all right there, the judge saw, the prosecutor saw, the lawyer saw, obviously there's no likelihood that they're innocent. So that would be okay. So you're not against the death penalty. You're just against the death penalty when we don't have enough evidence. Because in your line of reasoning, if someone did it in front of the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor, then they should get the death penalty because there's no likelihood that they're innocent.
Yeah, like for instance, if we know for certain that there's an individual that's like taken out a family of 5, if somebody takes him out, I don't care.
See, I disagree. I think honestly it's better for them to rot in prison. But they're going to hell, so. Okay, now I'll answer your line of questioning.
Okay, great.
You answered my question, I'll answer yours.
So the last thing that we left off on was you basically saying that it is the case that you basically think that the difference between like a Yahtzee or like a woman getting an abortion is, although abortion on an annual basis in America is worse than the Holocaust, the reason why it would be justified to unalive the Nazis but not the women getting the abortions is because the women getting the abortions are misled and think that they're not doing something wrong. So like given that Hitler
So
was
let me
misled and
explain my
No,
stance a
stop
little more.
interrupting me. Why are you interrupting me? So given that Hitler had quote unquote good intentions and he didn't think he was doing anything wrong and he thought he was just saving the human race, you would say that it wouldn't be justified to kill Hitler to stop the Holocaust?
My stance that the abortion is worse than the Holocaust is the amount of victims. Now, Hitler he unalived many of those
Thank you so much for the
victims.
galaxy. I appreciate it.
His goal was out of hatred.
Okay, are
Now,
you going
these
to answer my
women
question
who
or
are
not?
going, please, no, I'm going to finish my stance so you understand it before you answer questions.
I already understand your stance. I literally just rehashed exactly what you're saying right now and then
Oh,
asked
so you
you a question
understand it,
about
you
the
just want to
stance.
reword it to make me look bad.
I didn't reword anything to make you look bad. You specifically
See, but you did. My
no,
thing
you
is
you said that like Hitler had
thought
bad
it was
intention and
okay.
women getting the
My
abortions
thing-
don't. Yeah, we already
You're
know
not
all this.
listening, Dean. You're not. You like to put your own narrative in, but it's not the actual one.
Okay, yeah, please go ahead and repeat exactly what I said. Take it away.
I think the number of victims is worse, but Hitler was a bad person. He did it out of hatred in his heart. He did it because he didn't like a certain group of people. These women are doing it because they are being misled, thinking, "Oh, this isn't a baby. This is just a clump of cells," and there's way more victims. The victim count is higher, which I think it's worse if one person or if 10 people died than if one person dies. But obviously they're both bad. Obviously, Hitler's a worse person. If someone had to die, it should have been him.
Okay,
No,
great.
because you're
so
putting
you
words in my
repeated
mouth.
exactly what I just said. Thank you so much that I could prove to everybody listening that you repeated exactly what I just
I
said.
didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't. You like to paint your narratives, though. It's
Okay,
cool.
what was the difference between what you said and what I said you said?
You said, I said it's about the woman's intention and that Hitler had good intentions. Nope, I said it's the victim count and that
okay.
women are being
So
misled.
you weren't
and
listening-
Hitler did it based on a certain group of people. Women are not doing it based on a certain group of
Okay,
people.
so you weren't
or
listening to what I
pre-active
said.
prejudice.
Yeah, so you're just confused. I'll explain your
No,
confusion.
you're confused on my stance. You don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Because you're not listening. You just want to paint the narrative so you look good.
With all due respect, Kai, you're incredibly confused. So what you're confused about is like what I rehash your stance to be. So I rehash your stance to be exactly what you said in the sense that you were saying the difference between the women getting abortions and like the Yazidis doing the Holocaust was that you think the women don't have bad intentions. Meanwhile, the Yazidis doing the Holocaust did have bad intentions. That was the stance that I said that you hold to. And just to clarify, can we agree that is what you said?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So I did appropriately rehash your stance. Thank you for conceding. Now, my
No, see,
follow-up.
but you only said certain parts. You didn't say the whole thing because you like to paint your narratives. So that's a lot of the time what you do. You like to take what
what did
people
I
say,
just
spin it
so
to
then
what
what
you
did I
can do
just
it
leave
into.
out? What did I just leave out?
That I think it's the victim count and that he did it off of hatred and acts of hate against a certain group of people.
Wait, but that would amount to bad intent. So I did include that.
No, probably had good intent. He probably thought he was doing amazing.
Oh, so then if you're saying that he didn't have bad intention, well, then we can't say that he did it out of hatred.
Yeah, so he did
Also,
it.
hey, a question: why are you faking having cancer?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to ask about.
I'm not. Thank you.
Did. Yeah, you did. The picture in your post is unironically from Pinterest.
No, you can look it up. It's not.
It is. We did.
I
look it up.
can. Do you want me to turn on my camera?
No, like I said, like we did indeed look it up.
Do you want me to turn on my camera?
I mean, I bet that's you in the second picture. We're just going to see this person in the second picture. We're not going to see the person in the first picture because the person in the first picture is unironically off Pinterest. There's
I post on Pinterest.
There's
you dumb fuck.
there's exact matches of it on Pinterest, on YouTube, on TikTok. These are like incredibly like public pictures that have been on the internet forever.
Yeah. I post, right?
Okay, for sure. What is your Pinterest handle?
Yeah, my Pinterest handle is @Kai717.
Great. Well, this is actually posted on @BIDDLE29.
So they stole my picture?
Oh, so they stole your picture. Why are you lying so hard? What the fuck?
I'm not. I'm sorry they stole my picture. The fuck?
It's a different eye color.
Yeah, so after you go through chemo, it can actually change the appearance of your eyes. Look it up.
Okay, I don't know why she's lying about this. Sorry, I don't know why they're lying about this. Could you just admit to it? Like we know. That you're
I
lying.
genuinely am not, but you can look it up. Chemo can actually affect your eye color. And I did have cancer. I can actually show you my medical documents.
I don't know, Parker. What do you think?
I was gonna before I was gonna clarify to make sure what was the reason why people think that is it because
there's exact matches.
So
from all over
the Pinterest that they're claiming apparently doesn't have any posts.
Oh. So you said that you posted it on Pinterest and then you gave us your handle, but then on that handle it's not posted on Pinterest.
I don't know what fucking handle I posted on. That picture was from it's actually 3 years ago.
You're very obviously lying.
No, I'm not.
Okay, then show us the hoops in the first picture.
Okay. The first one, let me check which ones they were real quick.
What is going on? Why is this happening? Like, if that's legitimately her, right? Like, sorry, if that's legitimately them, I'll apologize. But I'm like very much so led to believe that's not them. I'm like very much so led to believe that's not them. I mean, let's see if they could go ahead and grab the hoops.
Can you show me which hoops they were? Because if I go off on my thing, it's just going to disconnect me from the live.
No, you could go to your camera roll and you could look at the picture of yourself.
Here, then you better not kick me while I find it.
I'm not gonna kick you. Why would I do that? So they just said you better not kick me while I find it. So I feel like what they're setting up to do is to leave, and then like try to blame it on me for kicking them. I feel like that's likely what's about to happen. Jesus, everybody, yeah, they're gonna run 110%. This honestly,
I guess I'm always just inclined to believe people when they say that they do, because my mom, like, technically she's been diagnosed, and like, I mean, people have denied that, so like it makes me feel, I guess, like weird or out, like I guess I just don't like saying people like don't if I don't know, so I just wanted to verify before.
When there's like a billion matches for that same image on TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube, like I'm actually inclined to just completely deny it. Because it's like specifically like on TikTok under shaving head woman alopecia. So if you look up shaved head woman alopecia on TikTok, that picture pops up. And it actually looks like the people in the chat are now finding where the photo's from. The real girl's name is Juan, and it's originally from Jane MC Banks. And in fact, Effie, can you send me a link to like the page where the exact matches of the photo? In fact, if anybody could also do that on my Discord, that'd be sweet. Somebody in my Discord says, "Yo, I found the actual girl's account." Drop it in the
Here are
it in
the
TikTok.
earrings. I'll pull them up for you right now.
Okay.
It says live access needed to go live on a guest. You can also view. Hold on. You can also view this live on an audio.
Wait, there's a birthmark on the chest of the first woman, and there's not a birthmark on the chest of the second woman. There's a freckle that's missing. You're fucked.
Have you heard of foundation?
So you're just covering up the freckle in that picture?
Yeah, I'm insecure about it.
Okay, well then why is there not like foundation on the face? Why'd you just put
Because I'm
foundation on
insecure
your
about the
chest?
freckle. Are you saying I should be insecure about my face?
No, I'm just saying it's like weird to say that like you'll put like foundation on like a really small like freckle on your chest, but then like not on your face. Like I guess that it's just like unlikely that somebody would do that. Like no, I'm not like saying that you should be insecure about your face. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's like really unlikely for like for like somebody to like put foundation on like a singular freckle on their chest, but like not anywhere else on their body. Then like B, have like that same image being found on YouTube, on Pinterest, on Google. C, like saying that you could like show us like the earrings, then not being able to show us like the earrings. Then D, also it's really uncommon for like the eye color of an individual to change. And like I'm actually like now, yeah, man, like we're even like now finding this like photo like posted on like a bunch of different Instagrams as well. Like in fact, I'll even like show you one right now. Like let's just go ahead and like pull this one up. Oh, also, yeah, wait. I think that you're fucking lying, because this picture was posted on this Instagram account before it was posted on your TikTok account.
The old picture.
Oh, it's an old. So you've posted other places before?
Maybe.
Okay, you have. So then show us this picture posted on an account that you control anywhere else from like before March 24th, 2023.
You know this is a whole fucking rage bait account, right? You're so fucking stupid.
Oh, okay. So then you're totally admitting.
I'm literally.
You're admitting
This is
to
Katie.
lying about that?
This is Katie.
Okay,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
So why are you lying about having breast cancer? Why are you lying about your pronouns? Why are you lying about your
Like
name?
that's like actually really fucking disgusting. You like I
This
just
is a fucking
genuinely
rage bait account because you
hold
are
up, please
guys are
stop,
too
please
scared to
stop,
debate
please stop,
anyone.
please stop for a second. This is not something to rage bait about. Like I have a grandpa that died because of breast cancer, right? You don't fucking literally lie about stuff like that. That's why I'm like so like I guess like not likely to like want to like like because I'm likely to believe someone in any circumstance because I guess I've been like personally affected by it. But that's just like so fucking disgusting for you to like lie about. Really fucking weird.
Absolutely, man. I'm sorry, Parker. I know how that could like personally impact you as like an individual with family members that have had cancer, that have died from cancer, as well as like there's many other people out there that are like watching this live right now with family members that have passed away from breast cancer, or like maybe even have it themselves right now, or have personally like battled it and won. Like there's probably like a couple hundred people out there with very similar experiences. So I mean, I'm sorry that had to happen to you, Parker, as well as like everybody watching on a similar note. And then also, I'll ask everybody to like. I mean, I think I've seen a couple comments basically saying to Parker like, oh, like why is he having such a reaction? Like imagine if there's like something that caused like your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your grandma to like suddenly like pass away from some type of disease. And then like some stranger comes along and just makes like a complete joke out of it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that would absolutely invoke an emotional reaction in anybody and everybody that it's personally impacted in such a way. 110%. We're gonna move on to the next guest, William Parker. If you need a minute, man, take the time that you need. You're not obligated to be here. You're not obligated to debate. I just want to let you know, like, it's yeah. And that was an absolute piece of shit thing for that guest to do. What is going on, William? Do you support Trump?
I do. You remember me?
I don't remember you. Have we debated before?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Phenomenal. Well, I appreciate you for coming up, William. We are just looking to debate individuals that we haven't already spoken to, so we are going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got another Katie loading up in here, everybody. We're going to get that next guest up in here, y'all. That's absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. Hi, Katie. Do you support Trump?
This was an accident. Sorry.
No worries, Katie. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Just give us a minute here, y'all. Give us a minute here, y'all. Man. I got to show some love to Parker down below in that chat. Welcome in, Heather. Do you support Trump? Okay, Heather isn't here. Okay, well, it doesn't look like there's many people in the guest requests right now that are ready and willing to come up here and have a debate. So if you happen to be one of the 10,000 people watching and you're MAGA and you want to come up here and debate, feel free to let me know down below in that chat by dropping MAGA attached to your age. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Hudson?
I just had a question.
Sorry, we are just debating Trump supporters. So are you a Trump supporter?
Personally, I mean...
Okay, see, we're going to move on to Grove. Here we go, everybody. Do be patient while we're pulling that next guest up. Here we are. Welcome in, Grove. Do you support Trump? Okay, Grove is not here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Here we are. Jamie is loading up in that box. Everybody, just give us a minute. Jazz, what's going on? Do you support Trump, Jamie? Jamie, hello? Okay, Jamie's not here either. It's incredibly hard to find somebody to come up here and debate. I'm really sorry that we're struggling so much. What is going on? Do you support Trump, Mason?
Shut up, faggot.
Okay. TikTok, we did immediately remove him from the live. We did immediately remove him from the live for violating the TOS. TikTok. Take it easy on me. Take it easy on me. Take it easy on me. TikTok. Okay, it looks like Davis has quite the echo, so we got to move on from Davis. We're going to move on to the next guest, Nick. Here we go, everybody. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat attached to your age if you want to come up and have a conversation with us. We're going to go to get the next guest up here. Everyone, just give us a minute, y'all. Okay. All right, they didn't join. Wow, it is really difficult to find anybody to have a conversation with. What is going on? Do you support TikTok? We also kicked them out incredibly quickly per your TOS. A removal was necessary per your terms of service. We got them out of there, TikTok. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. Here we go. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the live. Here we go, everybody. Give us a minute. We have more Trump supporters that are willing to come up here and make fun of cancer, scream the F slur and the N word. Then we do have Trump supporters that are ready and willing to have a debate. So, I mean, I want to definitely leave that with all of you. That should be the takeaway. What's up, Kinser? How old are you? It's a child. Phenomenal. Moving on. Here we go. Everyone, just give us a minute. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. Everyone, just be patient. Oh my gosh. As well as Haley, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. And I'm so sorry to hear that. Same thing with you, Justin. Thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Then Sweet, thank you for the $10 as well. It looks like they left. Okay, what about Big Deuce? Then also Thim, thank you so much for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. Then Sweet Dreams with the $20 and Tyler with the $20 as well. Show some love to Sweet Dreams and Tyler down below in that chat. Thank you both. Thank you both. What is going on, Big Deuce? Do you support Trump?
Nah, man. Just wanted to show love to Parker. That's all, man.
From him. Very well, very well. I have no qualms with you. No qualms. Moving on. Here we go, everybody. Trying to get that next Trump supporter up the live. Still proving to be incredibly difficult. Here, everybody. Also, Hannah, this is 20 minutes ago, but thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, Hannah. This is, funny enough, Kia's actually using somebody else's photo and claiming you have cancer. Just telling you, I think, because your Discord is saying, I don't know, just letting you know what your Discord's saying. I honestly wish I would have looked at the Venmo earlier, but thank you for the $10, Hannah. As well as Lisa, 15 minutes ago with the $25 over on Venmo, saying, I have an economics degree and do all the research, but I'm unable to articulate the information. Thank you so much for speaking out for me and for all of us who share your view. Lisa, that is incredibly kind of you. Let's get at least 250 Lisas down below in that box. While we are still trying to get a single Trump supporter up on the live. Incredibly difficult today. We've cycled through around 20 people. Nobody is here to debate. I repeat, nobody's here to debate. Let's see here. Z, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Kathleen with a 5. Amber with a 5. Emily with a 5. And then Lena, thank you so much for the $10. Saying, hey, Dean, I really enjoy watching your debates. I appreciate you for that love, Lena. And Kiara with a $20. Thank you so much for the love. Kiara says, my brother's telling me some conservative shit and it's bothering me. Dude, tell your brother to pull up and debate. Appreciate you for the $20, Kiara. Show some love to Kiara and Lisa down below in that chat while we are working on getting that next Trump supporter up in here. Welcome in, Kraken. Do you support Trump?
I do to a point, yes.
Okay, so for what reasons do you support Trump?
Well, I mean, in his first term, I really feel that he did do a lot of good trying to get the economy back on track. Okay. I really felt that, he stuck to his guns to what he was really wanting to do. Even with some Democratic support to him. Obviously, Democrats are going to go against Republicans most of the time.
Okay, so you support Trump because you think he was good for the economy in his first term. Any other reasons here?
The second term, I really do feel that we do need to bring more manufacturing back to the United States because I think a lot of it left the United States and went to other countries. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
So you support Trump because you think he's going to bring more manufacturing back. Is there anything else?
Not really. I mean, I'm very much an economic person.
Let's start there then. I don't think that Donald Trump is going to successfully bring back any fucking manufacturing to this country. In fact, I think that he's going to be terrible for American manufacturing. The biggest reason why I'd say that is his mass deportation. There's 8.3 million undocumented workers in the American workforce. They manufacture the goods that we consume. He wants to forcefully expel every single one of them from the labor force, as well as he wants to expel the 12 million undocumented consumers from the demand side of the economy. According to the Center on American Progress, the total... Jesus, that is loud. The total
I
impact
know, I was
of
like,
this
what the heck?
Sorry, that's the TikTok asking me to verify that I'm still here. The total economic impact of this, according to the Center for American Progress, is estimated to be around 1.1 trillion through 1.7 trillion dollars taken away from the GDP per year. That will take a massive hit on American manufacturing.
Okay, well, so let's talk about the deportation, right? Am I for deporting anybody that's illegal? Absolutely not. Okay, but on the other hand, if, for say, I were to just go, we'll say Canada, right? No passport, no nothing, not going through their process or anything, get a job, contributing to the Canadian government or, to their economics and everything like that, 10, 15 years, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, can we see your whatever they need? And then I go, well, I don't have it. Are they going to let me stay? Are they going to have me stay in the country, do the process?
Okay, so you're basically just telling us that you still support mass deportation, even though it's going to significantly impact the American economy. So I think this is really fucking funny because I was just able to walk you from saying that you support Trump because he's pro-American, pro the American economy, and then in less of like one argument, seriously, one fucking argument to you, all of a sudden you now support Trump because he's going to hurt the American economy. You just think that it's justified. See how I could totally just change your view there in like less than 10 seconds?
I don't think you've changed my view, but
yes, I did. You went from saying that you support Trump because he's good for the economy to saying that you support Trump because he's bad for the economy, but yet you think we should have that negative economic impact.
Okay, I see your point, but I mean, do you not agree that the deportation should not happen?
Yeah, I don't think the mass deportation should occur. Absolutely not. I think that it has those negative economic implications. I think that it has negative ethical implications, as well as I think that it has negative practical implications. There's other solutions that are much easier to do practically speaking, such as mass amnesty. Mass amnesty is the alternative to mass deportation, but instead of being bad for the economy, it's good for the economy. And instead of being bad for ethical concerns, it's actually better for ethical concerns. And instead of being impractical, it's incredibly practical. Boom. Look at that.
Oh, okay. And I do see your point. I mean, and that's the point of a debate is you have your opinion on something and how you feel it should work. And then I have my opinions and really feel how it should work. I do disagree with the with just grabbing people off the street.
Okay, well,
just looking
then
at
you're just
somebody
telling us
at a vendor.
Like in total, you're just telling us that you disagree with the way in which Donald Trump is like handling the economy because the economic impact of mass deportation, which is something that you disagree with. Look at that. All of a sudden, you no longer think that Donald Trump is good for the economy.
But I do feel
also
that,
everybody in the chat. I'm texting Parker on my phone. And please continue to feel free to show love to Parker. I'm texting him on my phone. I'm trying to do I'm in communication with Parker. Everybody, just don't worry about that. I am in communication with Parker. I'm sure that I'll be back soon.
My other question to you,
No, get the fuck out of here, dude. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute here while we're moving on to the next guest. Give us a minute, y'all. We're going to go get that next guest up in the box. Let us know if you are MAGA by dropping a MAGA with your age down below in that chat. Right now, we'll get you pulled up onto the stream, everybody. We are just looking to have some debates with Trump supporters, as well as Ro. Thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat saying, shouldn't Trump be deported since his mom wasn't born in America? I'm sure that you could probably find a way to convince some radical Trump supporter about that. Just not related to Trump. I'm sure there's people out there that would agree. What's going on, Gregory? Do you support Trump?
Absolutely, 100%.
Ah, Jesus, Greg. Terrible. Real quick, before we hop into the debates, William, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal, saying for being a good human. I appreciate you for the love, William. As well as Linda, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Show some love to Linda and William down below in that chat, everybody. As well as Karen, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo, guys. Let's give 500 Karen W's down below. Karen says, as somebody battling cancer, I'm so upset and sad with how these people behave. Now into the positive side, as a Gen X mom and soon-to-be grandmother, you and Parker and others give me hope for a younger generation. Keep it up. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, man, that guest was just like absolutely disgusting. That was so gross, Karen. But I really do appreciate you for your kind words, as well as once again the $50 donation. Please show some love to Karen down below in the chat, as well as to Jade for the $50 donation over on PayPal, 500 JWs on top of the 500 Karen Ws. Jade says, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create so many ripples. In quotation. So much love from the UK, Dean. Jade, that is so incredibly kind of you. Show some love to Karen as well as Jade down below in that comment section. I really do thank you both. As well as Eliza with the $10 on Venmo saying, love to you and Parker. Please never lose faith that there are good people out there. Some are just extremely misguided. Well, that's one way to put it. Probably a much kinder way to put it than I would. But I appreciate your words nonetheless. And thank you for the $10 donation. And Gregory, take it away. Why do you support such a bad president?
Well, first of all, he's not a bad president. You got to understand, if they're taking a shot at him, they don't want him to do something because they know that he's actually trying to do something that's positive.
He's not trying to do anything that's positive. I think he's probably like the worst president of your life, and that's saying something because you sound like you're on the older side.
I'm 45 years old, man. I've seen a lot of presidents, and I know for a fact that each president that has been before this one has had their hands in the strings. They're being pulled. They're nothing but puppets.
Dude, shit. I'll take one of these quote unquote puppets over the adjudicated rapist, 34 count felon that's boasted about perving on naked teenage girls, that supports economic policy that redistributes wealth from poor people to rich people. Any day I'll take one of those puppets.
You're looking at everything that they want you to see. You're not looking at what actually is. You have to understand the fact that what is actually going on is the removal of freedom of speech. The reason that they're doing these deportations of these criminals, and I am saying criminals because they're not just deporting people that are working hard jobs, that are doing all the things that Americans don't want to do. These are the people that are actually stimulating the economy.
50% of the people that have been deported so far by the Trump administration have not had a criminal record. And on top of that, Donald Trump explicitly repealed a stay on deportations as it related to hardworking hospitality service members. So you're lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not lying. I may be misinformed, but it's not a lie.
Sure. Well, that's a better way to put it. So therefore, you're misinformed.
Continuing on. I believe that everything that is going on right now is basically what you're being led to believe is for the most righteous. It doesn't even seem like what was going on before. Like when Joe Biden was in, they allowed all these refugees from every which way you could possibly go. And the fact of the matter is they are basically trying to turn the entire, as many swing states as they possibly can blue.
Okay. I'm so sorry. You're yapping. You're absolutely fucking yapping. What is it? Why do you support Trump? Be very specific.
Because I believe that he's trying to do what the 1% don't want him to do.
Wait, who's the 1%?
The 1%, the top of the economy.
Oh, the top of the big beautiful bill literally increases the after-tax income of the top 1% of income earners by $25,000 per year, while reducing the after-tax income of the bottom 20% of income earners of over $2,200 per year. And if you're so concerned about the rich people, he literally has the richest man alive in his cabinet. And right now he has another 13 billionaires in his cabinet. Do not tell me that he's not doing what the top 1% wants him to do. Do we remember the press conference that he had at Mar-a-Lago with him and his rich buddies, where he specifically said he was going to make them richer? Get real. You're falling for the con, the greatest con in American history.
I disagree.
What did I say? What did I just say that you disagree with? I want you to be incredibly specific. I don't want the vague, oh, I disagree with you, Dean. I want the specific, here's what you said that I disagree with.
I disagree with... God, you said so much nonsense. I got to bring it all back.
Okay, is it nonsense that the CBPP would estimate that the big beautiful bill increases the after-tax income for the top 1% while reducing it for everybody else?
That's great. That's a wonderful thing.
Okay. Well, I thought so. Now we've already got you to roll over and just say, "Give me more, Mr. Fascist Daddy." Because the first thing that you said when you came up here is that you support Trump because he doesn't do what's best for the top 1%. But now that I demonstrated to you that he's only doing what's best for the top 1% and hurting everybody else, all of a sudden, wealth redistribution from the poor to the rich is the best thing since sliced bread. And you were a member of this deep state
that's not what's going to happen,
puppeting the politicians that you claim to have so much hatred against.
what he's basically trying to do is make it a level playing field so that when it's time to roll out the basic home economy, the basically paying everybody a basic home allowance to stimulate this economy, because we're all going under, man.
Dude,
everybody's
more
going
nonsense.
under.
More gibberish. I have a question. How did you like the tax policy of the last administration?
It was terrible. Every single.
Would you ever vote for it again?
Absolutely not.
Prove to me that you're not a partisan. Prove to me that you're not a partisan hack by saying I, Gregory, wouldn't vote for the tax policy of the last administration, even if it was Trump's tax policy.
This policy, or this president is the only president that I voted for in the last 20 years.
Please repeat what I just said. Say I, Gregory, hated the tax policy of the last administration so much that I wouldn't support it, even if it was Trump's.
I'm not going to say that because I don't know what the next policy is going to contain.
No, you just told us that you didn't support the tax policy of the Biden-Harris administration and that you never vote for it again. All that I'm asking you to do is imagine if that wasn't their policy, but it was rather Trump's, thereby you wouldn't support Trump.
I wouldn't support that. If that's what he was pushing, then I wouldn't support it.
Okay, but well, it actually was his tax policy in effect all 4 years.
No, that was Biden's policy.
Nope.
What was?
It was Donald Trump's. It was Donald Trump's TCJA signed into law in 2018, set to expire in 2025. The Biden-Harris administration made absolutely zero changes to the federal tax code outside of a couple miscellaneous changes insofar as what you had to report coming through digital forms of payment such as Venmo or PayPal, and lower thresholds for goods and services being reported in 2021. But 99.9% of the federal tax policy went unchanged from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And I mean, you're definitely not taking in any money on like Venmo, PayPal, or other digital forms of transportation of funds. So, I mean, the whole time you were only impacted by what Donald Trump had codified.
I wasn't impacted by any of it. I work for myself. I own my own business. I won't pay taxes because it's robbery.
You don't pay taxes?
No, absolutely not.
Gregory, you shouldn't be admitting to that in front
no,
of
I don't care. They can kiss my ass.
Well, no, they can report you to the IRS.
And tell them to come get it. Tell them to come get it.
They will.
Take the money out of my pocket.
Gregory, they literally will. It's the IRS. You don't fuck with the IRS.
Get it. Yeah, you know what? They can come get it.
How long have you been not paying taxes?
15 years.
How much money do you think you made in the last 15 years?
I am not willing to make a statement on that.
Quite a bit, right?
Absolutely
quite a bit. You understand? Absolutely. I think that there's like a finder's fee. Wait. One second. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure there's like a finder's fee here. IRS report somebody not paying taxes. Let's see here. I don't know. And what's your name? You even have your full name on your account. Where are you from, Gregory?
Yeah. I'm from my mom. That's where I'm from.
Like what state do you live in?
Texas.
So Gregory Gonzalez from Texas. Let's see here. Verifying reporting so whistleblower's guide. Honestly,
me right now.
Yeah, I feel like I could make some money. I think that they actually offer some type of.
Well, you know what, man? If me not doing what I'm being told to do offends you, then you're more of a pansy than you're letting on to be, bro.
Wait, wait. So the office pays a monetary reward to individuals whose information is used by the IRS. The percentage of the reward falls between 15 and 30% of the proceeds collected and linked to the whistleblower's information. The percentage of a whistleblower receives may vary depending upon the various rewards factors. So if you're telling us that you haven't paid like taxes in like 15 years and you've made a lot of money in the last 15 years, like there's like a chance that like somebody could report you to the IRS and like I'm not even joking, like literally get paid like $50,000 or more, like whatever it is. Like I don't know. Imagine that you made. I bet that you made like what, like at least a couple $1 million in the last 15 years, right? Right. I mean, you're talking about big ball and big business. Like you're at least doing like a couple $100,000 a year, right?
Comment on that. I will say that everything that I purchased has been taxed.
And yeah, that's sales tax, but you don't.
Exactly, but to me, that's more than enough. You're not reaching in my pocket to take what's already mine because I work for it.
Dude,
You know?
and you've never been audited?
No, man. No, I'm
Wow.
I'm a special case, man.
Well, I'm not okay. So I'm not gonna take the time out of my day to report you. But like, I mean, seriously, if there was somebody watching that felt like reporting this guy, go do it. You can make money. I'm not even gonna lie. And I wouldn't feel bad if I were you either. Okay, he's a Trump supporter. He supports like rule of law. Like, I have a question. Do you support mass deportation?
I support the deportation of violent immigrants of any standard.
I know, but what if they don't have like a violent offense?
Then they shouldn't be deported.
I feel like you're just saying that to say it.
Look, I've been in Texas since Texas was Mexico. My family.
Oh, are you?
My whole
Your family has?
Yeah, my whole family has.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like you're not that old.
Texas has been stolen. The United States stole Texas from Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, no, they literally did. That is true. That is a fact.
That's 100% correct. Now, what I'm going to tell you right now is that it is my right as a Texas citizen to be a sovereign citizen and to do what I feel that is necessary for my survival.
Okay. Well, you start off with the right idea. You start off with the idea that you're against mass deportation. And honestly, you might even actually believe that. Like, you may just be like a true sovereign citizen, and that's an infringement upon the sovereign rights of other people. So you may actually be against that. You start off with the right idea. You start off with the idea that, like Texas was stolen by the American government, but then you're yielding the wrong conclusions, man. The conclusion that you therefore don't have to pay taxes. Or like, I don't know, shit. What else? That you're like have a right to sovereignty. That's not true at all.
Taxation is theft.
Do you drive with a driver? Do you have a driver's license?
I haven't applied for a driver's license. In more than 20 years, man.
Yeah,
I don't.
But you think that you do actually have the right to free travel, right?
I absolutely.
yeah. So what do you say when you get pulled over?
I don't. I don't say a damn thing.
You just don't say, because the Fifth Amendment, right?
I give him the card of my attorney, and then I ask him if I'm free to go.
Right. Can you actually tell us why you think that you have the right to drive without a driver's license?
Because they didn't take away my ability to drive.
Oh, come on. Most sovereign citizens have a better explanation than this.
It is no longer my ideal to be able to be told what I am allowed and not allowed to do. I can drive because I can drive. I can buy a car because I can buy a car. I can buy a home because I can buy a home. And there is nothing that a driver's license is going to stop me from being able to do. And there's nothing that a driver's license is going to prevent me from doing. I don't care if
you actually are my first sovereign citizen on the live. That has been like really open about like these things like ever. I mean, like, I know that people like you exist. Yeah, there's totally a lot of people like you, Gregory. Do you have car insurance?
I have insurance on my business vehicles.
Okay, and that's not because the law mandates it. It's because like you want it.
It's because there's a lot of assholes that don't have insurance, and vehicles are expensive, and everything happens.
Right.
And you need to get those vehicles back on the road as quick as possible.
Right, phenomenal. Yeah, it's not because the law mandates it. It's because you want
No,
it.
absolutely not.
One last thing. Did you vote?
This is the last time that the last election that came. Yes, I did vote, and I used my passport to do it.
Why did you get a passport?
Because I do some bit.
You cave into the system, man. Stop caving to the system.
Because I have to travel overseas.
Dude, come on. You need to be getting like a fucking like bay of a cargo ship or something. Okay, don't cave to the system, man.
Let's not go overboard, man. Let's talk about comfort.
Okay, Gregory, I'm not gonna lie, man. You did admit to tax fraud, and like for the last 15 years in a row, in front of 13,000 people on both TikTok and YouTube. I would guess
that's what I got the text about. I thought Santana was texting me about older millennial.
Oh, older millennial also
because he got arrested. Yeah. I actually originally thought the text was about. I literally responded to Santana. I said "OM?" question mark because I had no clue what was going on in the conversation.
Oh no, this guy, dude, Parker, you gotta hear this shit. Did you hear anything?
No, I'm sorry. I was completely disconnected.
No,
I'm
bro,
sorry.
you're all good. You're all good. Well, welcome back. You're coming back at quite the interesting time. This guy's a sovereign citizen that hasn't paid taxes in 15 years.
Oh Jesus! Oh wait, so are you saying that like there's no obligation for you to pay taxes based upon the law?
I'm telling you that I will not obligate or allow anyone to reach into my pocket and take what's rightfully mine.
So have you paid sales tax?
Absolutely. Everything that you buy is taxed.
What about property tax?
I mean, that's one thing that they make me do only because of the properties that I own. But basically everything
Don't they make you pay income tax too?
No. I don't file taxes.
I don't file taxes. Well, I promise you there's probably something filed out on you.
Dude, especially after admitting to it in front of so many people.
Care less.
I was reading through the IRS's website. So if you whistleblow on
Come
somebody,
get it.
you get to collect
Anybody.
a 15 to 30% finder's fee.
Oh my God, you should not have said that. Someone's gonna collect the finder's fee on you,
Well,
Greg.
realistically, I'm not even joking. Like somebody could find out more about him, report his information to the IRS, and if the IRS audits him, determines he hasn't paid taxes and collects from him, I mean, like 10 to 15% of all the money that he's made over the last 15 years. Like, I mean, he's saying that he owns properties for his
Well,
business.
actually, let's ask him this question. Gregory, how do you feel about enforcement of the law? Do you think that undocumented immigrants should be deported just because they're in the country undocumented?
He doesn't, actually. I asked him that too.
Surprising. Okay, you know what?
No, that's actually like, he's like a true sovereign citizen. A true sovereign citizen does disagree with mass deportation.
So then why do you support Trump?
Because it feels like they don't want him to be president for a reason.
Who's they?
The marionettes of the world.
Hey, do you
What
want
do you mean? What do you mean the marionettes of the world? What does that mean?
The pullers of the strings, man.
Who's can you tell me who that is?
I'm not at liberty to discuss in that depth.
What do you mean? Why not? Why are you not at liberty to discuss? Do you plead the fifth?
I do.
Why?
Because he has the sovereign right to plead the fifth.
Well, I just want to let you know on this live you don't. On this live you don't. So welcome to
physically make me say it.
Yeah, you're right. You can't
yes,
physically
we
make
can.
him say it.
We're this is the Dean Withers show. We're going to telepathically cause you to say it.
To be fair, that's the funniest shit I ever heard, man. Good luck with that.
Dude, I'm totally fine with just like sharing a laugh with Gregory down here, and like honestly just like having some fun because this guy's gonna face the consequences of his actions. Like I don't need to hold him accountable. Like dude, like the IRS is gonna hold him accountable. I have no obligation to do any work with Greg here. I say we just have a quick laugh with Greg and move on.
Well, since Donald Trump defunded the IRS, who knows? Maybe he'll get away with it.
The thing of it is when things are not in my name and they're in the name of corporations, I don't own any properties.
Does Downtown Motor Company ring any bell for you?
I don't own anything personally. Everything is owned by the corporations that I own.
He didn't respond to my question. Does Downtown Motor Company ring a bell? Oh, you're fucked! Oh, Greg! Oh, dude! Oh, Gregory! Oh, man! Oh, Greg! Oh, I actually kind of feel bad, dude. But honestly, if I gotta pay taxes, so do you, motherfucker. So do you.
Don't be jelly, man.
He's laughing. Bro.
I'm the furthest thing away from jealous right now. Wow. Okay. Like, what do you guys? Okay. So, like, the next year of your life, what is it gonna look like? So, somebody's gonna submit that complaint. Like Lord of the fucking Flies. With honestly, whoever's getting to the complaint first. It's Lord of the Flies at this point. It's just like everybody's fighting for it. And then you'll have the IRS audit you. The IRS will look at your businesses. They'll look at your bank accounts. They'll look at your like change in like gross income on a month by month basis. And then they'll look at your reported annual taxable income.
And you're gonna owe the money back with interest.
dude, you're gonna like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna owe so much money because you were saying that you own like cars and trucks and properties. You know, like
Well, he's gonna be selling them.
like that's Gregory, man.
You know, we'll burn that bridge when we get there.
What's your next step? Because I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like you're likely like I'd say you're definitely on your way to the audit. So what are you gonna do if the IRS does audit you and then they send you a bill for like $500,000? Like what are your next steps?
I mean, they can send me a bill all they want. I'll just put it in there with the rest of the paperwork that don't mean shit to me right there next to the toilet. So I can-
Okay, so you're right. So the paper doesn't mean shit. So, but then you have.
You're gonna start garnishing wages, bro. He's cooked.
Yeah. So Parker, what comes out? What comes after that? What comes after that? What comes after? You know, like what comes after they say they send him the bill and he doesn't pay it? What does the IRS do next? Honestly, is there any tax person or accountant watching the live that could come up and tell us about it? Like I'm being like dead ass. Like there's like 10,000 people in the TikTok live right now. There has to be like at least like one accountant that is like ready and like would be willing to come up here and have a conversation about like what the hell is going to happen to Gregory. Let me know.
Greg,
in the
I'm
chat.
sorry. Like, why do you think this is a good idea, bro? Come on.
What do I think? What's a good idea?
To not pay taxes.
Because they didn't earn it.
What do you mean they didn't earn it? That's not how taxes work.
I don't give a good goddamn how the fuck it's supposed to work.
Greg, I'm sorry. You sound like a fucking 16-year-old, right? That is like, I don't want to pay taxes at all. I'm not gonna do it because they can't tell me what to do. We live in society, bro. We live in society.
Hey, wait, very seriously, real quick. I need to pause it. I need to pause it real quick. There's 10,000 people on the TikTok live stream. There's a likelihood that at least one person watching the live, works for the IRS. Does there happen to be an IRS agent in here right now? And if so, can you just put in the chat like me?
No way, IRS agent versus person who hasn't filed taxes in 15 years. No, they should put this guy on Jubilee, dude. Seriously.
Okay.
This guy could have a whole episode about himself.
Now all of a sudden everybody's an IRS agent.
Yeah, you see how it's all BS, man. Nobody's gonna. It's just nonsense, man.
Dude, he's on a live in front of like 15,000 people. He's like, no one's gonna get me.
You know what? They can come try. They can do whatever they want to do, and I'm just gonna stand in there looking at them with my finger in the air. All right, man, you think you can do that too? And you know when the next customer cashes out and I have my hand there and they put the cash in my hand, and it ain't gonna be no different than any other.
How many years have you gone without paying taxes?
Oh, then also I just want to point this out here for everybody watching the live. Please don't like leak any of his information. You know, like I said earlier, like I like somebody's definitely gonna file a report against this guy, and like yeah, that's gonna happen. But don't leak any of his information like publicly. Like I'm being like serious, you guys. Like he is like about to face the consequences of his actions. Like I say, like honestly, like the goal here, like at least from my perspective, isn't to like really be that mad at this guy. Might try to hold him accountable for myself. Or be like vindicative or like advocate for doxing him. Because, dude, he is going to face the fucking music. I am not kidding. He's going to face the fucking full force of the IRS. Let's leave the vindication, the anger, and all of that to the IRS. Like honestly, I think that he seems like he's hanging out on this live and he's answering our questions. I honestly just kind of want to treat this as like a little bit of like a journalist opportunity almost.
Yeah. Like, can I actually ask a question, Gregory? How many years have you gone without paying taxes?
More than 15.
More than 15 years. Okay. I have a question. What is your, like, have you been making, like, a lot of money during this time, or has this just been, like, do you run businesses? You said you owned real estate property?
I'm not going to answer that.
So you make a lot of money, and you haven't paid taxes on that lot of money.
I mean, taxes come out of every. You see, what you're not understanding is when you put your money in a bank, they tax that every time that you use it. It's maybe a fraction of a percent or a fraction of a cent. But what you don't realize is that every time that you use money, move money, then you are definitely being robbed every opportunity that they get.
I think I found somebody that's going to collect that finder's fee. William with the $10 over on PayPal says, cyber expert here. Gregory has been reported by my company. You've been taken care of. Thank you for the help, Dean.
You can get
totally
it too.
trolling.
Come and get it. Come and get it, bro.
Wait, I have a question. Like, are you ready to go to legal war?
Bro, I've been at war with this country for more than 25 years, sir.
You've been at war with the United States of America?
Absolutely.
Okay, how so?
That's none of your business.
What do you mean? You just said on a live that I'm on that you are at war with the United States of America. Please explain to me how so.
That is my business and my prerogative.
No, just tell me. I'm just asking. Can you answer the question? Like, why specifically, or how? What led to you being at fucking war with the United States of America?
Because when I gave my oath, I promised to defend this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And you voted for Donald Trump?
Absolutely, I did.
Okay, didn't he call for the termination of the Constitution? Didn't he say that the court system was wrong when 60-plus courts indicated no sufficient evidence to overturn the election, plus the ones that held him liable for sexual abuse and convicted him of 34 felonies?
I really want like a tax lawyer here, guys. Oh man.
Like, what about that? Are those anti-American things, or like?
No, but you know what? You can point your finger at anybody, and the powers that be can make it look bad no matter what you're doing. You know, you don't have to be a criminal to be accused, or even.
He is a criminal.
Also, yeah, Bane, hop in the queue.
You don't have to be a criminal to be able to accuse.
He literally is a criminal.
You know, so am I. So are you.
I'm not a criminal.
I beg to differ.
Really? How am I a criminal?
Because I can almost guarantee that you are doing something behind the scenes of any day that you can choose. That's whatever you want to do, whether it's speeding or whether you're.
I speed on the highway. You know what? Everyone in LA does that because you go the speed of the highway. You're like everyone else on the highway. Of course, I speed in LA. Now the cops aren't going to pull me over for speeding because they don't enforce that. Right, at that level of speeding that everyone engages in on the highway. That's how LA works.
Oh my god!
By the way, Dean, I have a lot of people to say thank you to.
Of course.
At some point, I don't want to take up too much time.
Do you just want to like
so,
segment them, like do like 5 or 10 at a time, and then like kind of split it up like every 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah, we could try that.
That's like if there's like a significant amount, like if it would take like more.
It's not like it would take, because I'm just gonna read off thank you to the number.
Go for it.
Okay, well, I guess while they're gone, Parker thinks it's an LA thing. It's not just an LA thing, but I'm just saying that's how it works in LA. You know. But yeah, here let me say thank you to a bunch of people real quick. I apologize, everyone. It's gonna take me a minute. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna read off the amounts. I will try to look at this, by the way. Daniel, thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate it. Jeanette with the $5. Thank you so much. Maudie with the $4.20. Brandon with the $20. Thank you so much. Megan with the $10. Thank you. Deanna, thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate it. Andrea, thank you so much for the $2. Hannah with the $50. Thank you so much, Hannah. I really appreciate the $50. Darling with the $5. Thank you. Valerie, thank you so much for the $5. Maudie with the $4.20. Haley, thank you so much for the $20. Blair with the $5. Maxine with the $5. Shea, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you. David with the $5. Odessa, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. Theron, thank you for the $10. Anna with the $5. Haley, thank you so much for the $10. Raven with the $10. Key Sky, thank you so much. I appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. Cole with the $10. Thank you. And I really appreciate it. Haley, thank you so much for the $5. Absolutely go for it. Sharon, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $50. Thank you so much, Sharon. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Kenzie with the $10. Thank you. Leah with the $10. I really appreciate it. Michael, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Melissa, thank you so much for the $30. I appreciate it. Donovan with the $2. Griffin, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Calvin, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Emily, thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And by the way, can we get a fucking, oh my God, so many W's for Christian with the fucking $300 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Christian. I really appreciate it. Some W's for Christian in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Christian. I really appreciate it. That's actually fucking crazy. Thank you so much, and also for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Philessa, thank you so much for the 57 cents. Colleen, thank you for the $5. Kyla with the $5. Lori, thank you so much for the $5. Iris with the $10. And Mary, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you. And I'll stop right now, but I still have to do YouTube.
Keep it going. Fuck it. Keep it going.
Okay. All right. Let me get to it. 1 second, chat. I'm sorry for taking all the time on the stream. I apologize, everyone.
Keep it going.
I apologize. I don't mean to. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. Jesus Christ. Roro, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Danielle, thank you so much. I can't even speak right now. Danielle, thank you so much for the $5. Roro with the $20. Thank you so much on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you. Madeline, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $10. Roxy with the 20 pounds. Thank you so much, Roxy. Disgusted Veteran with the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Des with the $2. Thank you so much. Again, let's get some W's for Disgusted Veteran. Thank you so much. Sid with the $200 on fucking YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As always, Sid, I really appreciate it. Sarah, thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate it. Jeff with the $100 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Jeff. I really appreciate it. Phoenix with the $10. Heather with the $10. Evelyn, thank you so much for the $15. I really appreciate it, everyone. I'm sorry. That is actually it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Dean, for letting me. I apologize for taking so much time on the stream.
Dude, don't apologize.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you.
Okay, all right, Gregory. I guess we're going to move on to the next guest at this point, everybody. Give us a minute to get that next Trump supporter up in the box, y'all. Everyone, just do be patient. Yo, Serenity, thank you for the $15 donation over on PayPal saying it's my birthday today. Yo, well, happy birthday, Serenity. Show some love to Serenity down below in that chat, literally right the fuck now. Thank you so much. Yeah, Serenity, not Serenity. Gregory had to dip out because the IRS was banging on his door. All right.
Yeah, they were calling. That was literally them calling.
If you happen to be one of the 9.7 thousand people watching the live right now and you consider yourself to be a Trump supporter and you would like to come up here and give it your best shot and have a debate, let us know down below in that chat by dropping a MAGA attached to your age. What is going on? Guest, I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. Do you support Trump?
Can we play some Minecraft now?
Get the hell out of here. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're going to get Chayton up in the box. Here we are, y'all. We're also going to try to invite Sam up and anybody else that wants to come up and debate. What's up, Chayton? Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
No, but I wanted to just say thank you, Parker. You guys are amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Moving on to the next guest. We got Ty loading up. Here we go, everybody. If you're watching and you'd like to support either myself or Parker, you can find both of our Venmos and PayPals in the link trees and our bios. And also keep in mind, everybody, if you want to support me specifically, I'd suggest that you first attempt to support me over on PayPal compared to Venmo. Right now, my Venmo is frozen. I can't withdraw any of the funds. And honestly, what I'm worried about is like eventually, like Venmo will get back to me and they'll be like, oh, like you're a fraudster. We're going to go and refund all of this. You don't get any access to it. We're on like day 3 now. So I don't know. It's just starting to worry me a little bit. I know that did happen with my Cash App a while ago, but we're going to move on to the next guest here. What's up, Connor? Do you support Trump? Okay, Connor's not here, everybody. Really hard to find a single Trump supporter today. What is going on? Moving on to the next guest. For those saying that this isn't my account down below in that comment section, it is my backup account, yeah. What's going on, German? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what time is it?
7:31.
Sweet. What state are you in?
New Hampshire.
Great, take it away. Why do you support Trump?
Because he's actually better than the woman that was trying to get in.
Who is the woman?
The Kamala
Harris. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you know who that woman was. So let's call her Kamala,
one thing
not
that
the woman.
One thing that you go on about all the time.
Oh wait, whoa. Name 3 cities in New Hampshire.
Nashua, Milford, Manchester.
Chat. Are those
oh
those
my
cities
God,
in
you don't
in
even
New
know the
Hampshire?
geography. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know any cities in New Hampshire. And honestly, I don't think that's unbelievable.
Are we good to go?
You might be the first British person that has come up on this live that actually may be from America.
Actually, I'm half American. That's why I have a passport.
Okay. All right. I'll
Really?
trust it.
You've never had? I've had someone before who has.
No, I've never.
Okay.
I've never.
In any case, let's
one time.
let's go on why Trump is better than others. So just as an example, the tariff situation. Yeah? You're like, oh, everything's going to be expensive. But what happens when you put tariffs? You make exports less desirable than local products. Why? Because there are tariffs. And also...
No, you make imports less desirable.
No,
than
but
local products.
think about it, yeah? The UK, for example, all the American products that go to the UK have to pay VAT of 25%, yeah? And normally, people could export from the UK to the US free. What Trump's done, he's imposed 10% tax on the UK.
Going straight to the UK. God, what is... Name a state that borders New Hampshire.
Massachusetts. Maine.
God. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Okay. So let's go. So what happens now? He gets paid on exports to the US from the UK. Yeah, and the UK charges the US 25% VAT. So what happens when you export to the UK and you have to pay tax, but the UK exports to the US and don't pay any tax? Explain that.
I don't even...
How does that make sense?
Okay, so what's in like a sentence or less? What is your question?
I didn't follow at all.
No, me
to be
neither.
totally honest.
Okay, well, so let's go again. So if you're trading, yeah, you expect that the country is on a fair basis.
Where in America is this? That's not New Hampshire.
Wow.
That's not.
That's
in
Monaco,
real
mate.
time.
Yeah, Monte Carlo. I don't think that Monte Carlo is in New Hampshire.
That's my trip. What were you on about? That's me on holiday, mate. What's wrong with you?
Okay, I'm gonna get you.
Dean.
I'm gonna get you.
You're cooked, bro.
I don't know. I think I don't know. Take it away.
Okay, so you're gonna. So another one I have in Bali, yeah. So because I was surfing Bali, then also I'm not allowed to be in New Hampshire. I'm not getting. The point.
No.
It's making no sense.
You can live in New Hampshire and take. You can live in New Hampshire and take trips.
New
overseas.
Hampshire's tax-free, mate. There's no taxes. It's tax-free. It's beautiful.
What? New Hampshire is not tax-free.
Yeah, it is tax-free.
And in what way?
Florida, New Hampshire, Texas, those are the tax-free states, mate.
Since when was New Hampshire 0% state tax?
Mate, the license plate says leave free, or go and check what it says. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's state
The
income tax on
license
wages. Yeah, I
plate
guess
says-
that's true. I didn't know.
Oh my God, I'm having to educate you guys about the great state of New Hampshire. That's amazing.
I don't live on the East Coast. How the fuck would I know?
Yeah, how would you know? Honestly, like that makes me feel like you're not from America. Now, the reason why I say that is because if you were from America, well, then you would know that like America's fucking huge. Okay, there's like so many states in America, and like not just because you happen to be an American, that doesn't imply that you're going to know like a significant amount about like all 50
for example,
states.
I've been to how many? I think I've been to over 50 cities in America. Yeah, so I think I've been to lots of states, and I think I would know the geography in California, for instance. You know, I've been to San Diego, San Francisco.
Would you know about every
Yeah.
Would you know about every country in Europe?
A lot of the countries, yeah.
You would know about all of them?
So, for example, I've been to Portugal, Spain, France.
Well, just because you've been to somewhere doesn't mean you know everything.
No, but I
Then
traveled
also like I mean I
extensively.
could also like name that like New Hampshire.
No, you can ask questions about a country in Europe, and I'll be happy to answer. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, I don't care to. Do you want to have a conversation about
Okay,
the topic?
yeah,
I really don't care to ask you a
one
question.
sentence.
Trying
One
to throw
sentence
me
or
off
less. Why do you
balance
support Trump?
Because unlike the normal Trump dumbass that comes here to talk to you guys, I actually have a brain. Yeah.
You
And I'm
really,
actually-
I, you know what? I think you're just incredibly overconfident and egotistical. You want to have a conversation? Let's have that conversation. I have a question for you specifically. Would you like to answer this one? Would you like to answer this one? Explain to me, explain to me why in the big beautiful bill, right, and HR1's even cuts to Medicaid and SNAP, why you support that when literally 45% of kids are on Medicaid in Alabama and 27% are on SNAP benefits.
No. Listen, stop all of that. The thing is, let me give you an example outside Trump for a second. Yeah.
Is he not going to answer that question? Can you address that?
Okay, so
tell me
I'm
why you
trying to
support
explain
a
to you.
candidate
I
that
don't
that
agree
proposed that
with the
policy.
system in America where you don't have free healthcare. I think
Oh,
it's
where
absurd.
you don't have free healthcare. You wouldn't say that if you're an American. Gotcha! I fucking got you.
I'm half
I
American.
fucking got
said,
you.
mate.
I got you.
Half
I
American.
finally got you. I finally
I said
got
I'm
you.
half
Duh!
American.
Vindicated.
Half American.
Hold
half
up, dude.
American.
Do you get my point though? Like, why do you support a
I've got
candidate that proposes
passport.
those
It doesn't-
policies?
Listen, I never say to anybody, "Oh, I'm an American. I have an American passport." It doesn't mean I'm proud to have an American passport. I so happen that my mother is American. That's it. I have an American passport.
Oh, but you said you guys in America. This would, like the language used would imply some exclusion from the guys in America.
Because I don't ever mention we. I always mention you guys, as I don't consider myself to be one of you. I don't think I'm one of you at all. I feel like I'm an alien despite having an American passport. I think it's very appropriate to say, like, when you have like the guys who call them aliens. Yeah, I'm alien to you. and
No,
you're
no,
alien
no,
to
no,
me.
no! Don't dehumanize people. Don't use that terminology. You're just saying that you don't understand, right? Like the typical culture within America. Is that what it is?
No.
Or like you didn't like grow up in America, but you just happen to be like a dual citizen.
Lots of people are like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, if that's true, then like, yeah, I mean, I think that the language that you used was wrong. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
like,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend
you could
anybody.
like still assume like some disconnect to like America.
Sure.
Like
No, but what I'm
as well.
saying is, like, what?
Well, wait. Can you address the original point that I brought up?
Oh
like,
my
why-
God! So can I? The thing is,
No, you still
yeah,
haven't addressed my point.
the thing is, let me just explain something that's very messed up and really pisses me off. Yeah, the fact that you know when who was there, the senator that wanted to stop aid to Israel because of what was happening in Gaza. Yeah, he tried to pass a bill to stop support to Israel, and they've only got 15 votes on each side of the Republicans and the Democrats. And the reason for that is because anybody that votes against Israel, it's committing political suicide.
Can you answer
It-
Parker's question?
Yeah, just completely yapping.
Yeah, you're just
No,
completely yapping. And
you
you're
want
not
me to
answering
answer the
Parker's
question about some stupid policy? There are a lot of stupid policies. I don't agree with the bill at all. I
Okay,
think
so
the
if you
bill
don't
is
agree, but if you don't agree with the Big Beautiful Bill, and the Big Beautiful Bill is the most significant piece of legislation that Donald
Yeah.
Trump has ever advocated for to be passed, either in his first or second term, then why do you still support Trump?
Can you name a piece of legislation that Donald Trump passed that you think is good?
Yeah, something that
the tariffs. I think tariffs are good.
What specific
are good.
tariffs?
The way he's negotiating trades.
So not the tariffs, just the negotiation.
Yeah, the fact that he's negotiating better terms for exports.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
for
you're
example-
basically saying that you support him getting other countries to reduce their tariffs on us, so like we could have better exports to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it is the case that I could agree that is like a very small positive that has come out of like some of Donald Trump's foreign policy, right? Even like as it relates to China, they were able to get their tariffs down from 22% on us to 10% of us. Okay. So this will have some like positive economic outcome of like an increase in exports from American companies to other countries. But now we have to consider the full picture. So let's consider the flip side of those tariffs. While this isn't even factoring in for the tariffs that we have imposed on other countries, that is inevitably paid for by the American consumer. So without even moving off of this specific policy of imposition of tariffs to trade deals, we've already determined that it is the case that Americans will be paying more for the bare necessities that they need to live. But as soon as we move on and consider his mass deportation that services to remove 8.3 million laborers from the labor force, we will see a massive hit to our manufacturers.
But that's what people voted for. He
Overwhelming
said he was
compared-
going to do that.
Well, what I'm saying is that this would not just contradict, but also overwhelm the positive economic outcomes that we'd see from the like the trade deals negotiated with other countries, leaving his total economic output, leaving his total economic like remarks to like a total like net negative. So although like like the tariff policy would indicate a trend of an increase in like a marginal increase in exports, well the mass deportation policy will like see massive impacts on all American producers.
Can I give you a different perspective in the situation? So if you look at like if you look at Tesla, Optimus, or if you look at Figure, the robotics are coming very soon, and all the blue collar jobs are gonna go.
Okay.
And imagine if all these people are in the country when we have full automation, someone's gonna have to support them. So if you think about it, what the
So-
politicians are looking at universal income
So
once
I,
you have
I just want to clarify that
automation.
your counter response against the significant economic impact of mass deportation being overwhelmingly negative, right? What is your response there?
I think automation is coming very soon, where the
We're gonna have
most
more
blue collar
automation?
jobs are going to be obsolete.
Oh, okay. So you're basically saying that those jobs would disappear nonetheless.
I think very soon the jobs are going to go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, A, first and foremost, a completely unjustified argument. B, even if, right, we had automation replace some level of like productivity via blue collar workers, still yet not doing the mass deportation would lead to significantly better outcomes and less inefficiencies in the transition. And C, right, I just don't think that you'd have that much evidence to support your argument. So even if automation does come very soon, it is still the case that doing a mass deportation today will have a significant economic impact on the economy of this country and to be very negative. Like, for instance, the Center for American Progress would tell us that if we were to deport every undocumented immigrant from America tomorrow, that the GDP would shrink from around $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion per year. And when we combine that with the big, beautiful bill that serves to redistribute wealth from the poor to the rich, that would only lead to further reductions in the GDP due to a reduction in consumer confidence and purchasing power of the average everyday American. So there's another couple billion there, alongside the tariffs that we have imposed on other countries, making you pay more for goods the less money you make. We'd have even more economic drain there. So I just think like the full
But
picture
actually,
of all the
American
negative
companies earn more money
implications
because they
of-
have less taxes on the exports. So you need to the deals negotiated. They actually
I know,
reduce the
but
cost.
I'm telling you all the negative impacts, right, of his other economic policy is going to outweigh the marginal positive impacts from.
But the
a slight
people
increase in
wanted the deportations. Just because you guys
Okay,
don't
that
want
doesn't-
that,
that doesn't
majority
change
of
my-
Americans are racist. Come on, guys,
doesn't- that
please.
doesn't
The
change-
majority of people wanted mass deportation. They wanted the guys out.
That doesn't change the fact that the impact on the economy of the Trump administration.
Oh, right. So
considering
you
all-
don't think the idiots that voted Brexit?
Listen, I'm
they
gonna
cut
go.
the
I'm gonna
nose
go
off
ahead and
the UK?
hey, bud, stop it. This doesn't change the argument that the total impact of the Trump administration's policy on the American economy will be incredibly negative, even when we factor in for the marginal positives of an increase in exports.
Unfortunately, it's something called democracy. Yeah, like there are places like the UAE where you don't have that, and stuff like that doesn't happen because someone is in charge and they make sure that things are stable. A country that allows people to vote, they run the risk of people doing the wrong thing.
Okay, so then you
Yeah,
agree
so-
that it was a wrong thing to vote for Trump, and so you no longer support Trump.
No, the thing is not about supporting Trump or not. It's just
It
that
is.
I
What
think
does that
it's
say?
the least work. Is the least
What
work?
does that say?
Is
What
the
does that
least
say? What does that say?
right? Is I'm saying to you, it's about supporting the least worst option.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying that Kamala Harris would have been worse for the economy than all the negatives that I was just able to point
100%,
out that
no
would have resulted
doubt.
from Donald Trump. Okay. So what was the economic policy that Kamala Harris ran on that you very much so disdained?
For example, supporting Ukraine, the war,
Okay. So
and
how would
sending money
sending-
to the Ukraine.
How would sending $32 billion per year from our military budget to Ukraine be worse than $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion being wiped out of the American GDP?
Yeah, but
per
you're
year
assuming
onset
that
by
that's
mass
the case.
deportation?
That's not guaranteed that that's going to be the outcome.
It is essentially guaranteed, and it's using economic projections. Now, if you want to argue that the projections are wrong, you can do so. You just have to give me reason that you would deny the projection.
I think that Trump is very dynamic and he is able to change his mind very quickly. And if stuff starts to go south the way you're saying, I think he's got the ability to flip flop like in a
so,
split
so your
second.
counter argument is that Donald Trump isn't even going to do the mass deportation. Weren't you the one earlier that said that?
No, the deportation, I think he's going through with it.
Okay, well,
because
it's a
he
mass
wants to leave
deportation
it
that
as
would
his
cause that
legacy.
$1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion.
No,
loss
but
in
I think
GDP
there's
per
a
year.
counter. I think that they can allow immigrants to come on some sort of visa. That's there are many counters to that.
Oh,
I
are you
don't
saying
think
that
that.
like maybe the Trump administration will decide to allow undocumented immigrants that work really hard to stay in the economy?
No, I think that
Okay,
if
so
things
then
start
we'll lose that $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion per year. Yep.
well, that's your estimation, but I just don't think that that's realistic.
Why is that not realistic? Tell me.
because
their direct contributions are $500 billion per year. Their indirect
Okay, so he's
contributions,
just
such as
completely
profit
okay. So
generated
he's just
for the
completely.
employer
So you're
and
saying
the
he's
overall
just
productivity
completely stupid.
in the economy is that's what it's going to be, man.
So you're just saying he's completely stupid. The people with
Precisely.
him, they've got. Well, I don't think that that's. I don't think that that's the case.
Okay, so basically your counter argument is trust me, bro, he's not stupid. Yeah, that's the worst counter argument I've heard all day. So earlier when you were telling us that we've been debating all these other idiotic Trump supporters, well, guess what? You're not special. You're just like them.
No, we're gonna see. Like, I'm happy to come back again
Right,
after
that's exactly
the
what
events, and then we'll see.
That's exactly what every other
you're-
Trump supporter says. That's exactly what
No,
every Trump
because-
supporter says. I give
because I don't
I
think-
give an infallible economic position.
So you think his legacy
you
will
can't
be that
refute
he'll be
because
the-
it's based
the guy
upon
that will
evidence,
bankrupt the
reason, and
country?
logic. Absolutely.
It's just not realistic.
Right.
Really isn't.
Very good. You're worse than the other Trump supporters because at least they try to rebuttal what I say. You're not even rebuttaling. You're just going, nah.
Yeah, but you're just giving him an estimation. That's it. You're saying
One
that's
second,
gonna happen.
I've explained the estimation, right? So
And when he
okay,
run-
so I'll re-explain the estimation. Around $500 billion of that is the direct contribution of the 12 million undocumented consumers insofar as what they pay into the economy on an annual basis. The other $500 to $1 trillion of that is going to be coming from the contributions to the GDP generated via the profit extracted from their work by their employer, as well as the overall productivity in the workforce that would be lost if they were deported, right? Like these are things that would occur. Okay, you can't deny that we would lose their direct contributions. We can't deny that we lose the contributions that are extracted from their employer, and you can't deny that we'd lose the overall efficiency, right? So we know that they provide $500 billion per year to the GDP, and we know that the remaining amount would total to the other numbers in which I gave you, right? And if you want to dispute the numbers that I gave you, you're going to have to give me good reason why.
And there's another thing that you need to take into account.
Such as like a evaluation from like another source that indicate otherwise.
And there's another thing.
My question to you is, do you have like
no.
My question to you is do you have like a study from like another institution that would yield an alternative conclusion to the one that I gave you insofar as what the contribution to the GDP is?
Yeah, actually,
Really?
do you have the exact numbers of how many have been deported or detained and how many illegal migrants are in the US?
Hey, I understand
that
that you're scared of me because I'm right and you're wrong, but I am going to ask you very politely to simply ask the question that I asked you without pivoting or dodging. When you pivot and you dodge, it makes you look incredibly weak and also incredibly
It's
stupid.
because the numbers are not there. The numbers there of migrants that have been detained or deported is a fraction of the illegals living in your country.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, well, you
so
still haven't-
it's
you
only
still haven't-
smoke.
You still haven't answered my
It's only
question.
smoke. That's not gonna happen. They're not gonna
still haven't answered my
take 10
question.
million people and kick them out of the country.
Okay,
It's
all
not
right,
gonna
well,
happen.
You still haven't answered my question. Stop dodging.
Well, I just answered.
No, you didn't. My question to you was, right, is do you have an alternative source from the Center for American Progress to indicate that if all undocumented immigrants were deported, we wouldn't lose $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion in growth in the American GDP per year?
I just said if you were to deport all the illegal migrants, fair enough, but that's not gonna happen.
Oh, and he got it restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search for the next 10 minutes because Germano Noli 2 does not comply with our community guidelines. The restriction will be removed once they're disconnected. Okay. All right. Well, we could
we're
go.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. I've been trying to keep it cool today, but I don't know. I haven't really been having that good of a day. Like these guys have just really sucked, man. Like, I feel like nobody's really been here
get
for
you,
like
man.
a productive conversation at all. Yo, Raymond, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Saying thanks for all that you do, Dean Parker. Show some love to Raymond down below in that chat. As well as Sarah, thank you so much for the $100. Oh my God, thank you for the $100 over on PayPal. Can we please get 1,000? Sarah W's down below in that comment section. Sarah says, thank you for putting up with these illogical guests. Love from Canada. Love to Canada. And love to you, Sarah. Thank you so much for the incredibly, incredibly kind $100 donation over in PayPal. You're from Canada, so that's like 144 Canadian dollars. So that's incredibly kind, seriously. As well as Ian. Thank you so much for the $15 donation over on PayPal. Show some love to the donors down below in that chat. I'd also like to show love to Blair for the $5 on Venmo. Once again, if you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal down below, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. as well as it's in the pinned message over on the YouTube stream, as well as Jack and Dreams. Thank you both for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. This was back when we were on the line with Gregory. Jack said, "I'm literally filling out Form 2011 application for the application for award for original information right now." Dude, yeah, somebody's gonna make some money off of Gregory. Probably a good bit of money as well. But let's try to get that next guest up in here, y'all. This person is spamming MAGA down below in that chat. But honestly, it says like atheists and Kamala in their bio, so we're gonna move on.
Serenity, thank you so much for the $5 or $15. Thank you so much. As well as Maudie, thank you so much for the $4.20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Sid, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Phenomenal. Yo, Caitlin, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Show some love. Show some love to Caitlin down below in the comment section. I really appreciate you for the $20. Caitlin says, "I was on the live with my cousin the other day. I was just wondering if you support gender fluid people. I've been finding my confidence recently while listening to your lives." Yeah, of course I support gender fluid individuals. Can I like really conceptualize of gender fluidity? Like, probably not. But can I like acknowledge that it exists and support its existence in individuals? Abso-fucking-lutely. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of the disdain that individuals hold towards gender fluid individuals is just the fact that they can't conceptualize its existence because it's not something that they personally experience, and like a lack of an understanding or conceptualization of a thing will like leads to animosity and prejudice, right? So, I mean, I think that two things could be true at once. I think that you can hold that lack of a conceptualization without holding without holding the animosity or prejudice, right? Like, even though it's not something I can conceptualize of, I can conceptualize of the fact that it's not like harmful, and it's just simply a fact of existence. What's going on, Robbie? Do you support Trump?
I actually had a question. So I just
see you, Robbie. Moving on to the next guest. We got Pedro loading up in the box.
Fuck, I should go on my phone and help you bring up people. I got you, bro.
For sure. Also, everybody talking about the warning in the chat. Warnings don't come in the chat, and when my stream gets a warning, you guys don't see it. That's just like a fake TikTok account.
No, there's actually a warning. It says, "Please avoid promoting negative stereotypes and generalizations about other groups of people."
On the live?
Yeah, literally. You want to see?
Yeah, I do. Here, let me put you on the big screen. Here, 1 second. Oh, it's like one of those warnings down there. It says, "Please avoid like promoting stereotypes."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, hey,
that's actually not that bad of a thing.
Yeah, good on TikTok for like just putting that warning on the
actually
screen.
good. That's actually really good.
And not like banning me. You know what I mean? Cool. What's going on, Serenity? Are you MAGA?
Oops, I'm sorry. Pushed it by mistake.
No
Bro,
worries.
why am I the only one with the warning?
By the way, guys, this next debate will probably be my last one.
Okay,
today.
some people see it. Sorry, I was about to say. I was like, am I the only one with the warning?
This next debate will probably be my last of the day, everybody. Then I got to get going. I know it was definitely a shorter live stream today, significantly shorter than most days. Like, what are we at? Like, we're literally only at like 2.5 hours by the time I'll end. But unfortunately, I do have to get off so I could go do some shopping. Got to get a pair of clothes for Aspen. Okay, who's the mic? Who's that?
That's our man. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Steph and JV? Do you guys support Trump? Okay.
Hey.
Who spoke?
Steph.
Steph, how old are you?
22.
22. Or do you support Trump?
Sorry, your voice cut off.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting bad vibes. But why do you support Trump?
Because of his
In the arms of an angel, fly away from here.
Yo, Mateo! Thank you so much for the $10, Mateo. That's incredibly kind of you. Shout out to Mateo.
I love
for the
you,
$10.
Dean. I love you, Parker. Thank you for everything you do.
I appreciate you for your kindness. I will ask all the supporters in the queue to please leave the queue. I'm really just looking for a last debate of the night before I hop off. And if we can't get that last debate shortly, like I'm just gonna leave without a last debate, unfortunately, because I actually do need to end here pretty soon. Let's see if we could just try to get that last debate going, man. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Dude, fuck me!
Dude, that was bad. Don't do that. Dude, what the fuck? Why did he say it like that? Why did he say it like that? What's going on? Elvia, do you support Trump? Oh, guys. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got, hopefully, the last guest of the night loading up in. Everyone, just give us a minute. For everybody laughing at that, you guys can't laugh. Only I can laugh. You said it to me. I'm just kidding. What's going on, Adrian? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how do you?
I'm 25.
25. What year are you born in?
What year?
Yeah.
2000.
You're born in 2000?
Hey, yo.
Okay. Hi, Logan.
Hey, what was up with
How
you
old are
crashing out?
Logan, you want to pause. Come back.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, how old are you, Logan?
25.
Okay,
what's your birth year?
12/29/99.
Okay.
Okay. What is that, Logan?
Dean, what was up with you crashing out about the vape, bro?
It's not a vape. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do it again.
It's called the patience pen.
No, listen.
Okay.
I know, Parker, joke's over. So the conservatives.
No, it's not.
It is. The conservatives.
No.
The conservatives got a hold of it on Twitter. They've been running wild. They've been running wild with it. Even like Andrew Tate was hopping into the conversation. It's a fucking joke.
I hear you.
Dude, it's the patience pen, bro.
Joke's over. Joke's over.
So
Joke's
it's
over.
marijuana.
Oh, you can't say that on live.
You can't say it on the live, but
Joke's over.
that's what we do around here.
All right, Adrian, why do you support Trump?
I mean, I'm in the military, so.
Oh, so this should imply that you shouldn't support Trump, because in doing so, you'd be breaking the oath that you took to uphold the Constitution. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Great. So in taking an oath to uphold the Constitution, this would imply that you wouldn't support any person or any entity that would serve as a threat to the Constitution, correct?
What would be the threat to the Constitution? Because I studied it.
So, I answer my question first. So, given that there is something that we can identify as a threat, because you took that oath, this would imply that you wouldn't support them. Right?
I wouldn't say so.
So you think that you could take an oath to uphold the Constitution while also supporting things that serve as a threat to the Constitution? Go ahead and explain that view to me.
Okay, define someone who's upholding against of the Constitution of the United States.
Define what it means to
termination
uphold
of all rules
Because
and
I am
regulations.
a immigrant.
He called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles,
But I am
even
an
those
immigrant.
found in the Constitution.
I'm so sorry. That wasn't even the question that he asked. Could you just accept or reject what I said? Because you took an oath to uphold the Constitution, this would imply that you wouldn't support anything or anybody that serves as a threat to the Constitution, correct?
Oh, okay.
Dude, what? Did my
Yes.
laptop just shat and died? Okay. Well, I believe that Donald Trump is a threat to the Constitution for many reasons. But I mean, how about we talk about something that's like literally going on today? He signed an executive order into law in January, banning birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants. And then since then, he's had like 1 billion federal judges rule that that's unconstitutional. And then as of today, somehow he's able to convince the Supreme Court to argue that those federal judges don't have nationwide jurisdiction, only regional. So in areas where federal judges haven't made that ruling, technically speaking, the EOS is still in effect, and the children of undocumented immigrants don't have birthright citizenship.
I mean, do you want their kids to be away from their parents when their parents are illegal?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. So wherever the parents goes, where the children goes.
Okay, so you support taking birthright citizenship away from a person born in America, even though the 14th Amendment explicitly states that all persons born in America are American citizens?
I mean, they can come back when they're adult because they're
Bro,
have
do
a
you
right.
possess the capability to answer anything?
Do you think legal citizens should be deported? Do you think legal citizens, as granted by the Constitution, should be deported from the United States?
They're not getting deported though. I have
You
He
just
can't answer.
advocated for them to be deported.
He can't answer a
I
question.
have not seen
He literally-
anybody who has
Bro,
birthright
answer my
citizenship.
goddamn question. Do you support
Why
that
are you getting pressed?
I'm getting pressed because you're not answering shit. I don't waste my
I am
life
answering
on
your
live
question.
to talk to people that won't talk to me back
I
and
am
lose
answering
hours
your
off of
question.
my day. No, I come on here for productive dialogue. So of course I'm going to get pissed when somebody's just so unwilling to engage in productive dialogue. Do you support
I
Donald
am.
Trump's executive order banning birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants, even though that's just obviously unconstitutional?
Not right, but I'm not saying that it's wrong.
Okay, so you're
It's
not
not
saying
right.
so you're not saying that it's wrong to violate the Constitution as an individual that took an oath to uphold the Constitution. You're a traitor.
Explain how.
I just did. You're saying it's not wrong to violate the Constitution when you took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
Do you realize how that's hypocritical? Uphold the Constitution, but you're supporting someone who does not uphold the Constitution. Does that
Also,
make
Christian,
sense?
thank you for the $50 over on PayPal, man. Christian says TikTok alerts about stereotypes that appeared as part of the new app update. Cool, yeah, man. They're definitely getting some updates to their TOS. I appreciate you for the $50, Christian. That is incredibly kind of you. Can we get 500 Christian W's down below in the chat for the crazy love? Hope you're also doing all right today, man. Good to have you in here with us today. He left.
W Christian.
Okay, we'll try to do like one last debate.
In the meantime, everyone, make sure to like the stream. Do tap the screen if you're here on TikTok. Let's get to 2 million likes. If you're on YouTube, do make sure to like the stream as well.
Oh. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump? Okay, they're not here. Goodbye.
Alrighty,
Leo.
give it a second for people to join up. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates.
That's right. Just looking for some debates. I feel like I've been a little bit more chilled out today than most days. Chat, have I been less entertaining today? Do you guys like it when I'm more energetic? Yes or no? What's going on? Do you support Trump? Okay, INC is not here. You guys like it when I'm a little bit more energetic? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I get it. Honestly, guys, I've just had a really busy last little bit. Like I'm going out of town tomorrow for a day or two. So, by the way, I may not be live to speak at the Aspen Institute of Ideas. And dude, I'm really excited for it. I'm going to be on a panel talking about why the Republicans won the election, and it's essentially going to be a 1v2. And it's also like rather cool because there's going to be like some crazy people there. Like the CEO of BlackRock is going to be there. Like what the fuck? Like the CEO of State Farm. Like I'm literally like I got invited to this like event with like the like
You should ask some questions.
I know that's what I want to do. Could you imagine a video of me debating the CEO of BlackRock? I doubt it will happen, right? There's about like a 0.00001% chance that'll happen, but if it does, that would be insane. So I don't know. I honestly, I just want to talk to them. Like I want to ask like these people like why they think like, I don't know, just like to see things from like their perspective. Like what is the perspective of somebody that like runs a company that just objectively like screws over the lives of so many individuals? You know, honestly, I got to stop talking before I like get uninvited. I'm just going to stop talking there. What's going on, Juliana? Do you support Trump?
What's up? Wait, my name is Julian. I think you said Juliana.
Sorry, Julian. Do you support Trump?
It's okay. I support one of the things he did, but I am a liberal. And I was just hoping if this could be more of.
Sorry, man. We're really just trying to find one last Trump supporter to talk to. Honestly, if I wasn't getting ready, and I'd let you hang out. If I wasn't getting ready to and I'd let you hang out. What's going on, Kiki? Do you support Trump?
Hi. Yeah, I voted for him, but I regret my vote.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Kiki, you're this wonderful. That's awesome. Hell yeah. What's going on, Troy? Do you support Trump? Okay, bye, Troy. Honestly, Parker, you want to take over?
Yeah, I've been trying to add people up.
No, like take over.
Or
on
do
your
you mean
stream.
go live?
Yeah, go live.
Oh yeah, I'll go live.
Okay. Yo, maybe before though, chat, do you want to see the new PC I got? I want to show it to you guys. I want to do a show and tell. I need to show you guys.
Should I start my live? Because I've seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty.
You go start that live. I'll send it
Alrighty.
right over.
Have a good night, bro.
Yeah, you too.
Have a
bro.
good night.
You too.
Peace, bro.
Peace, peace, peace. Let me show you guys this new PC. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna mute Parker because I don't know if Parker knows that we could hear him or not.
I do.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me show you guys this new PC, guys. It is cool. It is so cool. Wabam, dude. Holy cow. See you, Parker. Look at that beautiful, beautiful PC. Isn't that nice? Yeah, man. I definitely, it was a build for sure, but I got like a good medium. So I got something that is like barely overkill now. So it will be able to continue to operate really well for like the next couple years because I don't intend to just quit what I'm doing. It has a RTX 5040 in it. Things like a Ryzen 9 9900X in it. Like 32 gigs of RAM, a lot of fans. It's pretty nice. It definitely does everything that I need it to. And honestly, dude, let me tell you guys, it was a much needed upgrade. It was a much needed upgrade. On my old computer, so you guys know how I have like this laptop sitting besides me? Well, on the computer that I've been streaming off of until right now, it was, I have always used this for the reason that I haven't even been able to open up Google Chrome while I'm like dual streaming off of my old computer, but like I finally got it now. So we're all good to go. Now I could like, use my computer for other things. And then also I think I may like start try streaming here soon. I was talking to you guys about that deal a while back. And that would definitely require pretty good operating performance. What game? So I don't actually play any games, but I might start. Oh shit. Hey, for everybody on YouTube, I'm so sorry. I did ignore you. YouTube is always a middle child. Yo, dude, honestly, YouTube, I don't even know how to show you it. I'm not going to lie. Because there's like no way I could like broadcast the camera like from my phone onto the YouTube stream. I'm really sorry, you guys. Anyways, Scar in the chat asks, how much did it cost? It was 2,000, but I will say like it's a pre-built, and I was looking at like a spec'd out build with like these same parts if I were to like hunt down the individual parts on my own, and that would have cost 5,000. So, I mean, it was still a lot of money, but like in comparison to what the parts would have cost if I built it on my own, it was like a better deal. But yeah, that's why I've been putting it off for a while. I've been putting off getting the new computer for a while because, it definitely is pricey to get like a new spec'd out build for like the long-term reliability. But, like the final time the final word that basically made up my mind that I need to get a new PC now was on yesterday's stream. If you were watching, we were like lagging every fucking 10 seconds. It was unreal. Somebody in the chat says like that's the price of the CPU, the GPU alone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a new 5040. I wouldn't doubt it. If you could buy a new 5040 off of Nvidia's website for like 1,800 or like 2,400. So I don't know how they were able to make everything else just 2,000. I don't know how the logistics work out there. I don't know how so anyways, yeah, pre-builts I guess are swinging back to the game. Limfao 5070 is 500. Okay, I know nothing. Do I mean 5080? Okay, yeah, I think I'm talking about a 5080. I'm sorry guys. It's a 5080. It's not the 5040, it's a 5080. Is that something that exists? All I know is that I'm a debater. I'm not a computer man. I'm a debater. I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking about that. I'll stick to what I know. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end for the day, everybody. Go ahead and raid Parker. He is Parker Get a Job on YouTube and TikTok. But real quick before we end, Ducky with a $5 over on YouTube super chat saying, please post pick in Discord. I'll do that. That works great. I'll do that. And then also super duper quickly. Oh my God. Whoa. Laura! I didn't even see this. I'm so happy that I made sure to check. Laura, thank you for the $50 over on PayPal. On your way out, show some love to Laura, as well as Owen with the $5 and Wanda with a $5. Owen says, where can we see you speak at the event? I don't know if it will be broadcasted, but if it is, I'll post about it on my Instagram story. And then also, once again, Laura, seriously, thank you so much for the $50 fucking donation. That is absolutely insane. Thank you so much for the love. And then also BH with a 5 and Samantha with a 5 over on Vimeo. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and end. For all of y'all's information, I will be live super duper early tomorrow before I drive up to Aspen for a night or two. And yeah, love you all. See you tomorrow. Go raid Parker. Bye-bye.